Like, yeah, they stick out this much because they're fake. I had to glue them back on after they fell off that one time.
It's we're live.
Oh. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Jesus.
That's good.
We need
That's
to start
solid.
every stream like that.
Just abruptly.
Abruptly with random weird things. Hello, everyone. I don't know at what point they can already be seen. Let me see. I gotta bring in a little chat interface here so that everybody can see what, like, when. Wow, that's really large.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Luna. This so I'm gonna put the chat kind of like down here at the bottom so that when you guys see your message pop up, you'll know what stage your message shows up for us. Because I know there's there's a little bit of a delay, so this will help us orient better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hello. Lots of exciting things this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should really start making like a list, like a bullet point thing that we can like follow to make sure that we keep track of what we're supposed to be doing at what time or what we're supposed to be talking about what time, so that we don't like have moments where we're quiet.
Dead air.
Yeah, dead air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, like, Keirris is back. So this, huh?
We just crack on like we do normally.
Yeah. Oh, so first Keirris is back, so I'm no longer scared, which is great.
The channels, you don't scare me.
Well, I mean, I guess scared is a little bit of a improper like statement. I wasn't scared. I was just when one thing goes wrong and you just start like losing track of what you're supposed to be doing. I suppose I should actually put this like this and then just do this. Move that over. Nope, that's the wrong way. Move my camera over. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So welcome all to another live stream. This time, we're going to be still just as awkward as always.
Well, you just got to get the conversation started. Nick, you wrote a book.
I did.
The book's out.
Yeah.
It's published.
It is.
Kind of pseudo-published on Amazon.
Yeah, self-published. But it's officially published.
It is available through print-on-demand services on Amazon.
Thank you, Elvis. And yeah, he's emailed me. I've been a little busy trying to figure out what time I can actually get on his on his live stream. I'm thinking that I'm probably gonna. He's given me 3 dates. I'm gonna take probably the later date, or I'm gonna ask for the later date just so I can get a few more live streams under my belt so that I'm not so like nervous and confused whenever I start the stream. Yeah, and it'll be better. It'll be better for everyone and for everyone involved.
Yeah, should be super exciting for you.
Yeah, I'll make sure that when I'll have a conversation. I'll email him back probably tonight about it.
Yeah,
been mulling.
Good thing I'm not on there. I would just go off. I'd be like, yeah, so about plants.
No,
I got a new plant.
I want it, but that's the thing. Like when people because a couple people have offered in the past to do interviews. Like there was this one publication who wanted to pick my brain about the information about the dark web shoe guy Shiloh Hill, and I was just like, I was like, the channel had only been open for a little while, and I was like, I am like woefully not well knowledgeable about this. I made a video saying that why I think it was bullshit. I'm not gonna speak on a real publication because I feel like that would. Thank you, Kate. I feel like a real publication would lead to possibly being sued for defamation. You know what I
mean? Yeah, no, I get you. It's like it's one of those things where it's like you're openly criticizing someone's person, and that may be misconstrued, that may cause some issues with that particular individual if they're a little bit more sensitive to that. So I can appreciate what you mean by that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, big steps
Yeah,
to getting like
show
actually like taking an interview with such an established person, skeptical
yeah,
inquirer.
it's a
It's gonna be really good for the channel.
yeah, yeah.
But it is ultimately
It's
nerve wracking because like how many people are in the chat right now? 13 people right now. So it's a
yeah.
lot easier to talk to 13 people and you with you there to distract me than to realize that there are
So what
potentially
you're saying is you want me to
hundreds.
stand behind your camera with like with one of those dolls like they do with the kids when they're trying to get them to take pictures. So what do you want? Look, it's Oscar the clown or
Yeah, I
or
mean maybe
Oscar.
I could just get you to come over and sit next to me.
Sure. Yeah,
Be like, yeah, my brother's
I
here
don't mind
too.
doing that.
He's the co-runner of the channel and his expertise is important too.
And then I'll just like lean and be like, nah. I don't know shit about Cameron. What's a flare?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. I'll just a lot of times when I'm recording videos, I pretend like I'm talking to Keirris because that helps the anxiety of performance.
It's fair. You see, I don't get anxious that much anymore. I just don't want to. That's kind of the thing is like when I was recording my videos, I didn't have to convince myself I was talking to anybody. I just talked. And
Mhm.
I feel like that comes like pretty naturally to me. I just don't think that like I think it's easier to talk to myself than it is to talk to other people,
That's
you
fair.
know?
It's a lot easier for me to talk to you than it is to talk to myself.
Fair enough. There you go. Get that mirror image twins, but show everybody your book, man.
Yeah,
It's a monumentous it's another monumentous thing. Yeah, look, it's printed. It's
yeah.
physical. It
It's
exists.
physical, it exists. This is the not for resale version with the naked people on the covers because adults are supposed to be reading this book, not children.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's like
The full book.
it's a real book, and it's
Kind
mine,
of.
and, I don't know what else to say about it. It's a pretty wild experience to be holding something like this, and,
Yeah.
it doesn't smell like anything. I thought it would smell like something.
Like printer.
No, it doesn't smell like anything, like I would, like nothing.
Huh.
Like as if it doesn't actually exist, and I'm about to wake up and be like, "Oh, shit."
Simulation theory confirmed.
Yeah.
Book smell dot I don't know.
Yeah,
BPM has failed.
yeah. Yeah, the I guess the book is available
Yeah,
on Amazon.
I wasn't
Uh,
super like when I googled it or when I searched it on Amazon, I wasn't able to find it immediately.
oh, interesting. Yeah.
Um I'm not sure what the search query is, like what exactly the terminology or what the search function is, but it's definitely not on the first page. So you might just have to put in the channel description or in the description of the video, you just drop the link in there.
Yeah.
And then every time you publish a video, you could just say, "Hey, if you guys are interested in my book, available." Like the link is in the description. Yeah,
Bookshelf. View on Amazon. View on Amazon.ca. I mean, I don't know what
is
the
that is that maybe what it is? It's a on the American site.
maybe.
Even searching up your name
Hmm.
doesn't bring it up.
Yeah, the title is Genesis Awakening, but there are several books with the same title. Here's a link. I don't know if it'll work. Karis, click that link. It's the link from my Amazon self-publishing page
Yeah,
that says
yeah,
it worked.
it posted right away. Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, that's it. The
Uh,
first yeah. The
yeah, Amazon.ca.
yeah, for those I mean like yeah, that's it.
There you go. Quick,
That's the
everybody, go
thing.
buy it. Bestseller.
No. Um
Yeah.
oh,
Well,
you can't
I'll
get it in
buy
the
you a copy
UK.
and then I'll mail it to you.
Yeah, one of the things I was thinking was if anybody who bought merch From the merch store, I have their address. Just unsolicitedly sell them, send them a random copy of my book.
Yeah, there you go. Send it shitty. This is like we used to do this thing called
See
shitty
if
mail. You just pick a random person, throw something in it, mail it to them, or kill
yeah.
them.
So let's
Yeah,
see.
if you want, we can
UK.
definitely work out how to mail you a copy. It's not like that would be too difficult,
Whoa.
I would imagine. What's up?
Here's a link to the UK page. It
Oh,
gives
there's
me
a
a
UK version?
yeah, US, UK, DE, Denmark,
Oh.
France, ES,
Yeah, I
IT,
don't know how that works, but
CAAU.
this, this
I'm
video
gonna
that yeah.
all these countries are countries that I don't have to pay taxes in, by the way, for books, because
Oh,
Canada
yeah?
has a uh art if you publish a book as a Canadian, you're like tax-free sales between partnered countries because literature is
Oh, cool.
important.
Sharing, that's
Yeah.
cool. Um, just to touch on this, like, somebody had mentioned earlier, the Y files, had
Thanks,
released an
Kate.
episode and said it was a good one.
Hmm.
We should do signed copies so we can say we got one when you, got one, yeah,
Yeah,
before you were famous, really, but
I definitely wanna do that. Um, I don't know
so I
how.
think
I don't know
we
how. I
could
think if
do
I order author's copies, I pay for just the printing and not the shipping taxes and all
yeah.
that.
What you
So
can
if
do is you can order, we can order some copies and then mail them to our, channel members.
hmm, I don't know how to describe this, but this flat book, it doesn't sit flat. Won't
It's
sit
probably
f
'cause, you gotta also imagine too, like, it might just be a micro, layer of ink on it, but each page has a little bit of thick ink on it, so it does change or distort the thickness of the center of the book, so it will tend to
Hmm,
curl outward,
yeah.
but,
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so books published, it's a good book.
Yeah,
Looks
book's
good.
published, it's a shit book and, uh
Come on, dude. I'm like, just from what I was listening, like the first like 10% of the book is it's pretty incredible. Like it's
Yeah.
a very like I said, it's like very self-aware, you know?
Mm,
Like the entire time I'm reading this thing, it's like you don't get the normal tropes that you get with science fiction books where it's just like everything's going well and then everything's going well and then everything's going well. It's just like from the very beginning of the book, you're put into the sense of like the entire time I was going through it, there were certain points where it progressed a little bit and it felt safe and it felt like okay, things are starting to work out, and then only for it to like backpedal really quickly and be like, no, you're still a fucking human.
mm,
Like you have to abide by the laws of reality in the situation, no matter how futuristic you get. You are still just a Neanderthal blundering your way through through like a complicated system. It's like the feeling of what I say a person being abducted by aliens and being in an environment that's just completely alien to them. This guy's like trying to work it out, and it it reads really well. It's very intelligent, you know.
mm. Thank you.
No, I'm very impressed.
It's important to point out, in the front of the book, in the acknowledgments, I wrote in I'll just read the acknowledgments, I think it's funny. Writing a book is often viewed as a solitary endeavor, but this project would not have been possible without the help and support of several wonderful people. First of all, I want to thank my editor, me, for their sharp eye and invaluable feedback. To my beta reader, also me, thank you for your honest critiques and encouragement. I'm so deeply grateful for myself. I'm also deeply grateful to myself for for the beautiful cover design. And then, and then I wrote, on a personal level, I want to thank my wife. Thank you for your endless patience, for keeping me fed during my late night writing sessions, and for putting up with my annoying bullshit for the 28 days I was writing it. Now, I wrote that. I realized it's already printed. It's too late. But I realized that that's going to make it seem like I literally sat down here 28 days ago and started writing the book. But what I mean by that is that if you take 24 hours, uh,
Yeah,
and
20
then
28
that's one
days would be
day, 28 days of time on the book. So it's 24 hours times
yeah,
28. So that
670 2 hours.
Yeah. So it took a while. Uh, uh, finally, thank you to the readers for picking up this book. I hope you like it, but don't tell me if you do or don't. I'm shy. Just tell other people that you liked it so that I don't have to respond to compliments. If you don't like it, use it to warm your home. Use it to warm your home. I already have your money anyways.
I like that.
On the back of the book, I wrote, a quick message from the writer. I originally wrote the story for an audience of one. Genesis Awakening began as a purely personal project, a world I built simply because I wanted to read it myself. The book made it into its print thanks to the persistent demands of friends, family, and one weird guy from work. I'm not an author. I work in a warehouse, and I debunk ghost videos on my free time on YouTube.
Just subscribe to the channel.
Just,
It does, yeah.
it's right there at the bottom.
That's awesome.
YouTube.com/YouDon'tScareMeYT. Also,
That's
the
awesome.
spine has
Very
my
nice.
yeah. Second book's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
have your face, your character's face.
Mhm. Unless you're what's his name there, Stephen King, who writes a book every time he does a backflip.
Yeah,
I got an idea for a book. Backflip. There, done.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of ideas. I've already started writing a second book. I wasn't going to. I was like, at the end of this book, I was like, yep, good, done. But I had so many ideas to put in the first book, and at like 439 pages, I started realizing that it was gonna be a
Get in there.
problem to get it printed. Because I think there's like a limit of like 800 pages or something per book for self-publishing on Amazon for hardcover. And
Mhm.
softcover, I think, is like, hey, you want to print a 5,000 page word? You're paying for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the weird thing is that reading it myself, I could read. I read the whole book again in like less than a day. So looking at it, I'm like, wow, this is a really short book. And then I'm looking online. I'm like, how long is a normal novel? And they're like, 300 pages. I'm like, well, mine's 439 pages. That's not too
Yeah.
much more than 300.
Yeah. It's only
Yeah,
like what, like 12% bigger?
that doesn't sound like much once you think about it like that. But then once I actually received it in the mail, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's I
Thank
think
you,
it's 12.
Alice. I don't know if there was supposed to be a message attached to that, but it wasn't. But thank you.
Exactly 12%, 12.8%. Wow, look at me go. Fucking math wizard today.
And thank you for buying the book. Ah.
Woo!
Author,
Bestseller!
author,
Out
author.
of a
My resume grows.
out of a million books that are published a day, yours is now uh at least 750,000 books more popular.
That's true because everyone's publishing
Yeah.
books, and yeah,
And you know what? They got a copy before me. I haven't bought it yet.
that's okay. I mean, I like, yeah, I don't know.
They beat me to my own brother's book.
Yeah. This one, this one right here. It says not for resale, and it came with a little letter that said, "If you resell this, we'll sue you." I'm like, it's my
Oh yeah,
book.
fair enough.
Like, what the? What it might be your paper, but this is my book.
Yeah. There you go. Nick does not own the rights to his book. He can't exit Amazon and publish it elsewhere now.
I mean,
It's
if I
permanently
order
locked.
author copies, they say I'm free to resell author copies, but I can't resell the proof copy. Not that I'd want to. I mean, this is like the literal second copy
First
of the
edition.
book. I mean, the first copy is right here.
Fair enough.
But not really. That's actually only the first 3 chapters. My printer kept printing blank pages after that. I don't know why. Eh,
I don't know. Everything worked out. But yeah, there you
yeah.
go. Nick is a published author now. It's really
Hmm.
cool.
Weird.
Yeah.
I've been many things,
Um,
and one more
authors. Yeah.
hat on my
You've always
head.
you've always been like very linguistically advanced in that sense. Like you always have like that. You have the intelligence for language, which is something I very much lack.
Hmm.
Um, so
I have
like it's
approximate
not
understanding of many things.
Yeah. It's not too far out of the realm of like of physicality for you to be able to actually execute something of that level with the knowledge that you have of language. You know, literacy is a very powerful thing, and you have that drove.
Hmm.
So it's it might be surprising to you that it's out there and that it's actually complete, but to me it's only a matter of time, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not
I've writ
surprised. I'm not shocked at all. I'm just like, yeah, there he goes.
hmm. I've written a lot of books. I'm not
Mhm.
really. I've never finished a book, but
A lot
I've
of short
certainly
stories.
never printed one out or had one
Mm,
printed.
yeah.
Yeah.
You got that little bit of imposter syndrome that you gotta,
Oh, yeah, with
overcome.
everything. I
Yeah,
still think I'm an idiot.
that's fair. You'll always be an idiot to me.
Thank you. That's really
Very comforting.
yeah,
No
it's
matter how
really
big my head gets, there's always gonna be one guy with a pin.
yeah. Dumbass.
Yeah, in the back of the car, like Homelander. Just give it
Yeah.
a "You still wet the bed when you were
What is
4.
this? What
Son
is
of a
this?
bitch."
Something just showed up on this
Uh,
replay clip? I pressed a button and now there's a replay clip. Get out of here.
yeah, I don't know.
The hell was that?
You can't. Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, so aside from that, so we were looking at a couple of things. Somebody had mentioned earlier in the stream, about the Y Files releasing a new video.
Yeah.
He released a video, I think 24 hours ago, and he said it was a good video. I haven't watched it yet, but clicking on it, it is something I'm fairly certain I'm aware of. I'm not totally sure what exactly the phrase is, but the thumbnail just says morphic resonance. We are all connected. Now, without having this might be a different topic. This might be a different sort of branch of the same thing, but that's actually kind of something we were talking about earlier. Was with the Mandela effect that I was mentioning.
Oh, hold on.
And
There's one
this
more.
sort of quantum. Pardon?
Sorry, you can continue in 1 second. I also want to point out that Amazon keeps 70% of sales. Go on.
Fair
They keep
enough.
70%.
That's 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 a lot, but
I will. I'll get him. I'll get Keirris a signed copy
no, no, I'll buy my own copy, and
and
then
then come
I'll
over and I'll sign it.
yeah, you'll sign
You'll,
it. You'll sign it, and
you'll,
then be like one of
I'll walk outside
one
like
of
this.
one.
I'll walk outside like this. Now get
You'll,
out of my
no,
face.
you'll get Carrie. You'll stay in the basement. You'll get Carrie to come out and get the book and bring it back to bring it downstairs to
yeah.
me. I'll send my assistant, and it comes back and I open it up and it's just like, to my loving and adoring fan, pizza's
yeah.
on me, Nick. All right.
Sorry, you were
Yeah.
saying about the everyone's connected?
Yeah. Yeah, so this kind of all harkens into the same sort of collective sort of suggestion, and so I was discussing the Mandela effect very recently with some people, mostly because there are certain factors. So if anybody doesn't know what the Mandela effect is, it's basically in the shortest term, it's a term coined to describe something that is collectively misremembered. So in a certain sense, it'd be like most people, for instance, with the fruit of the loom being a very popular one. I'm not sure how far this stretches because it is a very much an American and Canadian thing, but a lot of us remember the fruit of the loom sort of logo having a cornucopia visible on the logo. It was a bushel of fruit inside of a cornucopia on the backs of our underwear. It's the logo for Fruit of the Loom. However, if you look at the logo today, that cornucopia is not there. Yeah, just like that. So everybody remembers the image on the left being the Fruit of the Loom.
That was
But
I
the
didn't realize that
actual
that was gonna work so well, by the way.
yeah,
That was extremely professional.
yeah, there you go. But yeah, so when you look at this logo, and you have to ask yourself, or I ask you, which one looks like the correct logo? Which one do you remember? The one with the cornucopia or the one without? And so what the Mandela effect is this. In fact, in our current understanding of it, the Fruit of the Loom never had a cornucopia behind it, despite it being very prominently there and very prominently making sense to be there. And everybody remembers it that way. In fact, I'll give you another one. Luke, I am your father. He never said that.
Yeah, he said, "No, I am your father."
He says, "No, I am your father." That's another one. Even Ace Ventura got it wrong,
Can I do
for
that?
one. Um, in, uh, in another, Mandela effect, you get, the Monopoly Man, who in most people's memory, the Monopoly Man had a top hat and a monocle. He always had this top hat and a monocle. But in fact, if you
What?
look at it today, if you look at the logo today, there is no a monocle or a top hat on the Monopoly Man. He never had one. And
What
so,
happens if I
you can
do
see, like,
this?
in Ace Ventura, they did this where you see, um, he, like, knocks somebody out and flips him over, and he's like, "Do not pass go. Do not collect
Switching
$200."
my
And he's
phone plan to
joking because
public
he looked
mobile
like the
means no
Monopoly Man
overages
because
are
he had the
Oh,
committed.
hold on,
monocle on
hold
it.
on. I fucked that up. Sorry.
That's okay. So,
I thought I could
yeah, this
just
is
like paste the link of the YouTube video in here and it would just play it, which apparently
yeah.
actually does work, but there are ads, so
Fair enough. But yeah, so the Mandela effect is essentially that. It's the collective, like a large a part of the population remembering something that was a particular way, but is no longer that particular way, and they coined the Mandela effect to say that we have transited from our original reality to a new reality because of this very slight inconsistency with our memories. And so the people who remember it the wrong way, or remember it the way that it was with with the monocle or with the cornucopia, those people are from the origin reality, and that it has bled over.
hmm.
So this is kind of what people are hypothesizing. The term Mandela effect is specifically coined from this mass remembrance of a particular event where Nelson Mandela died in prison, and everybody remembers him dying in prison, and them airing it on TV, and there being ceremonies and funerals and stuff like that for Nelson Mandela on TV, only to find out that he didn't actually die in prison, and he continued to live all the way up until 2014, where he died. And most people remember him dying in prison years before.
Hmm.
So, um, yeah, the two that I specifically remember would be like the aside from the Fruit Loops. So when we were younger, we used to go to a convention called Fan Expo, and at 1 year, Fan Expo held a celebration of the life in remembrance of Kenny Baker, and the guy who played Chewbacca was present, and they had like this. It was in the North Building, and they had this whole thing where they were saying celebrating the life of Kenny Baker because Kenny Baker had passed away. And so they had gone through the whole works. They did a ceremony or whatever. And then Kenny Baker didn't die. And so later on in life, when Kenny Baker died for real, it kind of threw me for a loop because like he was already dead. It already happened. We had this whole ceremony and everything for it, right? So that's a Mandela effect. I remember it specifically him having died and then celebrating at Fan Expo. And then again, later on, there was another one which was this Fruit Loops. So I had a situation where I had seen a post about a lot of the yeah, Jingle Bells always played at the.
Hey, kill
It
this.
does. Oh, it was at the beginning of Lethal Weapon. They're
Oh.
like doing the drone shot of the helicopter shot of the buildings. There was
Yeah, it wasn't Die Hard because
Die Hard is
Wild
a Christmas
Die
movie. Don't fucking
Hard
argue with me.
while Die Hard
Don't
took
even.
place during Christmas,
Okay.
Christmas wasn't the reason the movie was happening.
Yes, it was.
No, no, no.
It was a
It was
Christmas
the
party.
reason why everybody was in the building.
What was it? A
But
Christmas party? Though?
it wasn't like it was the excuse to bring that was the plot excuse to have everybody still in the building when the bad guys came in. But the bad guys were never going to be kidnapping people. They were there to steal data, and there were people in there because of the Christmas party, and they were like, well, shit, now we gotta do a whole kidnapping thing or a whole hostage
Yeah.
situation. So like while it took place during Christmas, Christmas was a D plot.
It was a side plot. It
Yeah.
was just a set building, a world
Which
building.
is why it wouldn't have started with Jingle Bells. It would have started with na 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 na. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. All right. Well, in any case, these are what the Mandela effects are. Now, we're to tie into what the Mandela effect could and could not be. This is something that I'd recently rediscovered because I come across a Reddit post where somebody had posted that we are back in the world, we are back in the reality where Fruit Loops is spelt correctly again.
Mhm.
When I was a kid, Fruit Loops was spelled, and this is gonna throw a bunch of people for a loop, and they're gonna get really confused by this. But trust me, just try to follow along, okay? This is good because this is where it gets a little complicated. When I was a kid growing up,
Mhm.
Fruit Loops was spelt F-R-O-O-T,
It is.
Loops.
So
Fruit Loops. Hang
you're
on. Hold on.
No,
Hang on.
I see what you're saying. We're back in the
Yeah,
Fruit Loop timeline.
we're back in the Fruit Loops timeline because at some point I remember being very disgruntled and very angry, trying to express and explain to people holding a box of Fruit Loops that it was not spelt fruit F-R-U-I-T loops because that's what it was on the box. And I was like, this is not how they used to spell it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It was spelled F-R-O-O-T-L-O-O-P-S. That's correct. Why is it spelled F-R-U-I-T? Fruit Loops. It's
Hmm.
like something changed at some point and had changed it in a way that I'm now in a reality where Fruit Loops is spelt wrong. And then the other
Yeah.
day, I saw a post on Reddit, and I saw an advertisement for Walmart. There were cereal boxes were on sale, and I jumped out of my seat because it was F-R-O-O-T loops again. It had gone back to the original spelling. And that brief period of time where it was misspelt to F-R-U-I-T loops never happened. So how can I vividly remember this being a thing? And then you go on Reddit and you find it. There's people on Reddit who are talking about this. We're back in the reality where Fruit Loops is spelled correctly, F-R-O-O-T. And every time I mention that, everyone's like, "It's always been." Like, no fucking. That's not the fucking.
Yeah.
The point is that it changed for like several years. It was
It
spelled
did.
fruit, as in like it was fruit.
Now, do you know what did I tell you what my theory was on it?
What's that?
That the Mandela effect is corporate espionage, or what do you
Yeah,
call it?
a
Like
lot of people gaslighting,
corporate gaslighting. Yeah.
corporate gaslighting.
They
So
change the
here's the thing.
logo. They tell everybody, no, this is the way it's always been. Spark a Mandela effect. Everybody starts talking about Fruit Loops,
Yeah,
and then when nobody's
Fruit of the
talking about it
Loom.
anymore, they switch it back, and now we're all talking
Fruit of the
about it
Loom got,
again.
I think Fruit of the Loom got caught doing that, because the people have said, like, they have underwear with the cornucopia on
Yeah,
it,
with the cornucopia.
and
Yeah,
so they got caught with that little bit of a lie there. But here's the thing, okay? So here's the theory
is it a lie
behind
or is it just a
why.
joke? Depends
Yeah,
on how
good
much your
question.
stocks go up.
It's funny actually. There's another one, the Kit Kat heist. You know, there was a Kit Kat truck that was
I
broken into and a whole bunch of Kit
thoroughly
Kats got
think
stolen.
that's fake.
It's not at all. It's a real thing. Kit Kat was like they put out a thing being like yes, it's all fun and games. We are all laughing about this. It's really funny, everyone doing all this stuff. But we really did lose these Kit Kat bars. That's not a joke. We actually lost them. And everyone's like, yeah, sure, sure, whatever. Ha ha ha. And they're like, no, seriously. Somebody stole a truckload of Kit Kats. So if you find the Kit Kats with this particular number through this particular number, submit the reports here because we need to figure out where they went.
And don't fucking eat them.
Yeah, don't eat them because they're no longer quality controlled.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy. So yeah, so the Fruit Loops box changing back kind of threw me for a loop, and for a while there, I was just like, maybe I just misremembered it, but I was sitting here being like, wow, I can't believe it. This is real. Because
Hmm.
I was like, for a brief period of time, I was just sitting here being like, this is like legitimately this threw me for a loop. I was like, there's no way. And then so the prevailing theory of this, which expands into the other quantum fields, being quantum immortality, quantum suicide, quantum resonance, like consciousness, is this. Back in 2014, when the Nelson Mandela effect came out, was the first time they fired the Mass Hadron Collider,
Yeah.
right? So the
Hmm.
Mass Hadron Collider at CERN, its entire purpose is to throw particles at each other to measure particles because their original expertise, they had a theory that they needed to solve. That was whether they could find the God particle or the Higgs boson, being the particle that they were trying to run this experiment to prove existed,
Yeah, but they have to
right?
collide the atoms,
They have to
and
smash them together at
and
specific
it's
speeds and specific relativities and stuff to
it's
or at specific.
really it's the mathematical probability of two atoms actually colliding is so infinitesimally small that the fact that it did that they did manage to smash two together and discover that
Science.
they were like, "Oh, okay, so God must exist because the
Well, that's the thing.
mathematical probability of that happening is
No, no,
less than if God exists."
it's not God. It's called God particle because
No,
it's
what I'm saying is that they're saying that the mathematical probability of God existing is larger than the probability of them actually managing to get two atoms to smash together. So when the two atoms did smash together, they were like, well, that means that mathematically it's much more likely that God exists. Therefore, God exists because we got the RNG of the lower number. It's like having a
wouldn't that prove God?
0.0001% chance of getting a rifle in a
Lower?
loot box, and then a
Wouldn't that
1% chance of getting the pistol that you want,
well, hang on,
and you
no.
get the rifle, and you're like, well, if I got the rifle, I have to be able to get the pistol.
Yeah, that's not how statistics work. It's actually the
I
opposite.
know they're just it's
We
just
managed to smash these 2 atoms together, therefore we have evidence of that, therefore the chances of that gets higher than the chance of God existing, so God's actual probabilities go down
no, the math
because
doesn't
they managed
change. It just ends up that we hit the RNG lottery.
fair. Hey, on your shelf back there,
What?
the Chinese zodiac thing on the shelf back there. I was just telling the story about how we climbed the side of a building to steal that off a pillar. I knew it still existed in the
Oh
behind the
yeah.
lantern. That's the plate. That's the plate. We climbed up the side of some warehouse to peel that off the top of their pillar.
Yeah, they were tearing down this warehouse,
Uh,
and this was at the top, and we were
yeah.
like, wow,
We
we really
climbed up
like
the
that.
pipes
It's
on
gonna
the
be a shame
side
if we
of the building
yeah
to get it.
we scaled the pipe up like what was like I don't know
I'd say 40
50
feet, 50 feet,
yeah 40
something like that.
40 50 feet. There were four of them,
Yeah.
right? And we each took one,
2. There were 2.
two.
We never looked around the other side because it was inaccessible.
Oh, and the roof was collapsing. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we that's hilarious. I was just talking about that. That's great.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway,
Still not
yeah.
entirely
So
sure what it is. So if any of you know what this is,
it has
I'll just
something to do with feng shui or like it's like the same reason why people put stones in certain positions around their building. It's to align the building into for great good fortune and protection and prosperity and stuff.
yeah. We've had this for 20 years. I've had this for 20 years now.
Easy, yeah, easily
Yeah.
20 years, yeah, for sure. Yeah, crazy. Wow. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, it does. That's exactly what we thought at the time too. It does look like something out of Power Rangers. That's why we were so
That's
adamant
why
on
we
getting
scaled
it.
the that's why we scaled it. Like we literally like grabbed up on these like conduit
It's a
pipes.
protruding
They're just on the
conduit pipe.
outside. We just held on to them and then we like
Just climbed up with our
climbed
feet
up
and
like a
hands
bunch
and
of
just
fucking
monkeys.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Oh, what a time, man! It was great.
Oh yeah.
100%. Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, so
How did you
with
notice that?
CERN basically throwing protons, we're throwing whatever they're throwing at each other, atoms or protons, or smashing protons together to prove that the God particle existed. That all happened back when the Nelson Mandela effect first came into play being. I want to say maybe it happened in 2009, and then in 2014, the Nelson Mandela effect made its debut.
Hmm.
Now, the interesting thing about it is that way back then, when the Mass Hadron Collider was first fired up, its entire purpose was to run that one experiment and to confirm the existence of the God particle, the Higgs boson, right?
Hmm.
That initial one. As soon as they confirmed it, they were like, 27 kilometers worth of piping, billions of dollars to build this thing. The experiment's over. What now? Why don't we just throw atoms at each other and see what happens? And
Banana
so every
peels.
experiment they've run
Atomized
ever
banana
since.
peels and just start throwing them at each other.
That's what they're doing. They're just throwing random shit at each other and like literally throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks,
Hmm.
right?
You know what I think
So
they
the
should do with it?
entire
I think they should
what?
put death row inmates in it
Uh,
and then throw shit at them.
it's like this big
Science.
the top the okay, yeah, I mean,
I
I
mean,
guess if you
the
wanted
people.
to.
I mean, like the death row
They'll
inmates.
yeah, but like
Let them choose Mass Hadron Collider as their method of death.
it wouldn't really do anything though.
I know, but it would be. Well, you don't know it would do anything. What if it does something
We do know.
awesome? And the reason why we don't know that it does something awesome is because we've never done it before. Because
We
it's
did.
not safe. So put somebody
We
who's
have though.
terminally ill in there.
We have though. We have done this in the past. There's
Oh,
an experiment
yeah,
that's
never
going.
mind. The guy
Yeah, yeah,
who got the
yeah.
radiation through his brain. Yeah, I forgot
Through
about
his
that.
skull, yeah, and it put, like, tiny holes in his brain all the way through.
Yeah. Okay, so
The
it
only
turns
reason we
out
know
it's
those
boring.
particles
What
exist.
happens is boring.
No, it's not, people die. It's
Well,
not really
yeah,
that
but that's
boring.
boring.
Profoundly interesting. But this is what I'm getting to. Okay, so listen. So, tracking back to the topic at hand, we have
Yes.
this hadron collider that's throwing particles at each other to calculate new and interesting variables. Now, their entire purpose right now is to do the same thing, but not to experiment to discover materials that already exist, but it's to discover what we don't know exists.
Hmm.
And so sometimes when they do this, they create a new element that is so has such a fine half-life that before their brains can process that they've succeeded, it's dead, it's decayed, it's completely gone. They've created isotopes for materials that only exist in such a fleeting fraction of a hair's thickness, in
Hmm.
such a fine amount of time that they know it exists because they got the readings, they got the scale, they got the atomic numbers, they got the mass and everything like that, but then they just cease to exist
Do you hear
because
that
they annihilate so quickly.
the element
Um,
who's the UFO guy?
could be anybody. Bob Lazar?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Well, the UFO guy. You know, there's many
Bang a
UFO
hammer.
guys, but there's one guy who's like cultural
Yeah, Bob Lazar.
zeitgeist right now.
Sure,
Um,
Bob Lazar is pretty popular in that. That's he has stuff to do with remote viewing as well, I believe.
yeah, he was talking about this one element, like element 116, and people were like, they were like, no, that doesn't exist, and now it does
Sure.
exist. And he was talking about it like
Yeah.
way before, and then they're like, wait a second, it does
Well,
exist, but the half life is totally wrong. Like there's no way to hold it
yeah.
in your hand and
That's
stuff.
that's kind of the thing.
But
If I
shit, it
pointed up in the
exists.
sky and I was like, aliens told me that in that distance there's a star. It's a binary star system.
Well, now
And I pointed up
you're
in the
projecting a
sky.
cone. It's not like you're shooting a laser into the atmosphere and pinpointing exactly one star. You're just kind of pointing in a general direction. Mathematically, you're
Yeah.
probably going to be
Well,
correct.
that's what I'm saying. It's a statement that
Yeah,
I never have to validate.
yeah.
So nobody can look at it and go, "Well, it's unsubstantiated." I could say, "Yeah, it's unsubstantiated," but I promise you it's there. And then
Plot
until
twist. There's
somebody travels
aliens
to the edge
this
of the
way.
galaxy and tells me it's not there, then yeah, exactly. I could just be like, "Yeah, there's aliens and they're at that star right there." And then it'll take a millennia for people to prove me wrong.
Hmm.
At that point, I'm already dead, right? So yeah, the principle of doing that every time they throw atoms, they
That
throw
could be a thing
whatever
too.
molecules at each other to determine what happens next. They create new elements, they fold new elements. They're just doing this to explore the unknown now. So
Yeah.
that's the whole principle.
Oh, you
Um,
can't see the
so
you can't see the comments at the bottom of the video. But
yeah, I can.
no, I mean
Yeah.
like
It's cut
the
off.
actual
Like it's
feed
like
has the
mine's cut
comments.
off.
So when I'm pointing down, I can point at the comment.
Yeah.
I could touch with
I've got it on the
fruit
monitor over here, so I can
of
point to
the
it. Yeah.
loom.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like this,
Um,
and then you know I read your comment.
fair. So yeah. So this the Mass Hadron Collider.
Yeah,
Throwing particles and everything in it. Okay, so we've established that principle. Okay, so this harkens back to the Mandela effect. People hypothesize that every time they do that, they're changing our reality.
yeah.
Now, there is a certain sense of see when you get into quantum physics is on some case you consider it pseudoscience, in some cases theoretical physics.
No, I think
When you
it's
understand,
I would consider it to be hypothetical,
it's
but
called
it's
theoretical physics.
I know they call it theoretical, but theoretical means that it's been proven. Hypothetical means that we
Yeah,
can't prove it. And
no,
we can't prove it
theoretical
yet,
means it's
but
a theory.
I believe everything in it. I mean, I think it's all
Yes,
possible. Quarks, the Ansible relays. In fact, there's a portion of my book that the basis of a portion of the story is result quarks. If you separate two quarks and turn them, they turn at the same time,
yeah,
despite the
because
fact
they're
that they're separated from each other.
positively charged.
Therefore, Ansible. Teach a computer to read the left quark, turn the right quark 100 kilometers away, and the left quark will still move. Instantaneous communication.
Quantum
It's in
computing.
here.
You just explained quantum computing, except they use time crystals for quantum computing instead of.
Yeah, that sounds like science. That sounds like magic. I just
Yeah, that's kind of again like it's everything's magic to the uneducated. Oof.
correct. My
Now,
favorite crayon flavor is the purple and orange ones. I know people like the orange ones, and I know there are some people who like to eat the red ones, but if you take the orange one and the purple one and mix them together, it tastes like red, and you're doubling your caloric intake.
yep. Anyway, uh, so the
Rebooting.
Nelson Mandela effect and CERN are they're tied together
Mhm.
because people believe theoretical physics is the theory the theoretical physics is an expression of something that is possible but only on a theoretical basis.
Hmm.
I can theoretically walk across Canada, but until I do it, it's only ever going to be a theory. It's possible, but it's only a theory because I might die along the way. Right? So something could annihilate it during the process and the task or the project can fail. Now, theoretical or quantum physics
Hypoth
is theoretical.
Mhm.
What?
I mean, who cares? But technically, you hypothesize you can
No,
cross
a
Canada.
hypothesis
No, it's
is an
the opposite.
explanation.
No, it's the opposite. A hypothesis is an unproven thing. A theory is a developed, testable thing.
Theoretical versus hypothetical. Theoretical describes something based on an established framework, model, or existing body of principle. Hypothetical refers to an imagined situation or an assumption made for the sake of argument, often to start a thought experiment before evidence is gathered. So,
So what you're doing right
ah,
now is trying to start a thought experiment.
no, I am not,
Okay.
because quantum physics is theoretical physics, Nicholas.
Well, yeah.
Theoretical,
But the specific
not
experiments.
hypothetical. Hypothetical would be meaning like if I put
Keirris.
if I cram a convict into the Mass Hadron Collider and whip him at a wall at Mach fucking
No, no, no,
99.99
no,
speed
no,
of
no,
light,
no, no. Whip atoms at him.
we get
He's
atoms
too
whipped at
dense
us
to
all
be
the
whipped
time.
around in the Mass Hadron Collider.
You're too dense to be whipped around the Mass Hadron Collider too.
Also correct.
Very correct. Unless I strip you down to subatomic particles and whip those one by one for all eternity. So the man, I am just trying to get this point across, and
Mhm. I'm
this
sorry.
grammar. Okay, listen. So the Mandela effect
Yeah.
theory, sorry,
Plants.
hypotheoretical situation.
Plants. This is my payback.
Yeah, the hypothetical
Mhm.
of the theory is that every time the Mass Hadron Collider conducts an experiment, there is a not 0% chance
So we shift to
that it
another timeline.
annihilates us.
Oh, cool.
Annihilates the entirety of the human race, because every time they do it, every time they throw atoms at each other or particles at each other, there is a calculatable amount of a percentage that suggests that there is a chance that we create a microcosmic black hole, annihilating all life in a flash of a second.
Huh.
And this is what I'm trying to get at.
That's
It was
comforting.
Fruit Loops at one point, but they fired the Mass Hadron Collider, and before you had a chance to send the neural signal to your eyeballs to blink, you are now in a different reality because you are gone. And that new reality that you wake up in is the one where Fruit Loops is spelled incorrectly. That's the theory behind the Mandela effect.
Hmm.
This then ties into a satellite perspective. Now, the satellite perspective is this. Our consciousness, in the sense of the Y files, which I'm literally just I'm hypothesizing over just the
There you go.
title and the thumbnail to be the topic of his video, is morphic resonance. I'm not seen that video. However, the established or a theory or a hypothesis, we hypothesize that our consciousness is spread across toast like
Mhm.
butter. Okay.
Okay.
And every single grain on that piece of bread is an alternate reality. But our consciousness is the same butter spread across all of them.
Yeah. So it's not like
Okay.
it's not like individual, like atomical aspects. It's like it's a
Yes.
spread.
So if I were to
Everything's
say, let's
linked.
say,
So if you die, you're not dying. You're just losing one atomic particle of a collective intelligence.
it's your collapsing. That's it.
Yeah.
If you die, your consciousness collapses into
Condensing.
the next available reality, condensing. Exactly. You guys want a great movie that'll explain this way better than me? Go watch Jet Li's The One, 1990s movie, something like that. This is the whole principle behind it, except the guy learns to travel between different realities and kill versions of himself to get down to the point where there is only one of him left, and therefore has the power of every universe in one being, because
I
he's traveled to all of the realities and collapsed those consciousnesses into himself, making him the most powerful Jet Li on in the multiverse.
I
Because
don't
there's
want
only
to.
one.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be that guy that thinks that Samwise Gamgee from Stranger Things instead of Lord of the Rings. But that's the plot for Everything Everywhere All at Once, isn't it?
Somewhat similar to that the premise to that one is exploring the multiverse,
No, no,
but the
no.
entire
They were
purpose of that
the girl, the daughter was trying to kill all the other versions of herself so that she could become like a god.
kind of, yes. She was trying to cram them onto an everything bagel. That was the whole plot of the show, was that she wanted
Oh,
to
it was
create
a
the everything
bagel.
bagel. Yeah, she wanted to create the everything bagel, but with
I really
actually
didn't
everything
understand that movie
bagel.
very much. I just remember
You
sausage
know,
fingers.
yeah, it's mostly just it's just the sort of,
Mm.
thought experiments of, like, exploring the potential of realities, and this is called quantum consciousness. Quantum consciousness being one person spread across an infinite realities, all completely connected through one major strain. So if we think about it like the satellite perspective, the satellite
Jeez.
is our consciousness beaming the signal down to us, our meat suits, and our meat suits are the ones the avatar for that consciousness.
Yeah.
Like a computer program, right? We're a computer running a program, right? We are the computer, but all we know is the program because that's the part of the consciousness that is currently active, right? And that's spread across all these different quantum realities. And when you die in one reality, it forces your mind to collapse that reality. Being in quantum physics, being Schrodinger's cat is the exact same thing. It's a particle. It's a theoretical particle physics. When you observe a particle, it changes matter. Matter changes when it is observed, because you are forcing reality to annihilate. You are forcing reality to collapse into the favorable outcome or the outcome that you observe. So
Hmm.
when the box is closed and there's a cat inside the box with poison, any possibility exists when you look at that box because the box is unobserved, the inside of the box. But when you open the box, you force reality to collapse and choose whether the cat is alive or dead, right? So the act of you observing the cat solves that equation,
Forces the equation to
forces
pick an
that equation to
outcome.
solve. Exactly. It's the same principle when you explain other sort of things like the double blind test, where when you're observing
Yeah.
a particle, it reacts differently than when you're not observing it. That one's a little bit stretched out because people misinterpret the original experiment.
Yeah.
However, it still kind of explains the symptoms or the system that we're explaining here. So, quantum realities, quantum immortality is the theory. If you guys want to look at it, it's called quantum immortality. Quantum immortality supposes that we are not here. We are a version of ourselves in this reality. And when our life ceases to exist in this reality, we continue to exist in another reality without even missing a beat. You would never know you died.
Hmm.
Everybody in the original reality knows you died because that's gone. You're dead there. And there's people who explain this in a couple of different ways, like the third man syndrome is a good explanation of that. Deja vu could be explained by this too. It's you synchronizing with another entity of yourself and crossing reality to remember what happened, because in that reality, you're a second ahead of the other one, and it
I like that.
desynchronizes your consciousness,
There
and
have
you're
been
able to
points in time when I've
close the
had
gap between
deja
yourself.
vu. Like I started like hypothesizing that my deja vu is just a momentary like like an ischemic stroke. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like
Like
your
a predict
brain firing off at a like an engine misfiring. One of your coils are misfiring, and then it changes the timing of your vehicle, and then
Yeah,
that's what my theory, my hypothesis on it is.
yeah,
Um, while you were saying that, I was thinking to myself, I was imagining walking down the road and then becoming a solitaire victory screen of realities as every single one of my with every single passing fleeting nanosecond, one reality dies as I seamlessly shift into billions of different realities as I move down the street, and I imagined it would look like the victory screen of solitaire where it's like boom,
yeah. I mean,
boom.
that's essentially like Microsoft when you drag the window across. That's the sort of the visual principle that you would observe in that situation. If you were
Yeah,
to observe all realities simultaneously, it would look like that, like a stream
which
of
makes
light
the
reversing one point to the other, just a mesh of
just a
rainbow,
it's like a smudge.
just a smear. Exactly.
That makes the only viable timeline the timeline that you are
What
currently
currently
standing
exists.
in.
Yeah, that's kind of the
But
point. Is
that
that
leads me
yeah.
to wonder if that's happening for everybody.
Yeah, I think if I were
Because
to explain it in a different way, you could say that this is reality. This book is reality, and you exist on this page. But when you die, you flip to the next page.
yeah, every page is
It's the
exactly the same, just
closest.
minor
Yeah,
differences.
they're all blank. They're all the same. But yeah, every time you die, you're forced to collapse to the next available reality, which is the next page in the book.
And then when you
And so
die
you exist
for
within this
when you die at
short
the end of
story.
your life, then that's just the last reality collapsing into another
Exactly. It's the final
it's
annihilation,
the final annihilation.
total annihilation,
So,
if you would.
I read a book, a long time ago called "The World May Not Exist When I'm Gone." The world may not what was it called? The book? Might as well not exist when I'm gone. And
Hmm.
it was a book about, the feeling of your own perspective as the main character of your story and wondering if the entirety of your life or the entirety of the universe was made specifically just for you.
Yeah, the new Subnautica game, reprinting the body over and over again.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the book was discussing the concept of being the prime,
Yeah,
being the
being
one that the
the
world was
being
made
the
for,
original.
and it was made explicitly for you to experience it, and then as you travel through the world, it's all specifically tailored to you because when you die, the world may not exist may as well not exist anymore.
Yeah, but that's the thing too, is that like that kind of harkens to the same theory. Like every time you express something, it could be the same lineage, just the same transition, right?
Hmm,
Um, because it doesn't matter anymore if you once you expire in one reality, if you expired in this reality and woke up in the next one, this reality might as well not even exist because you're never going back, and you would never
yeah.
know. You can only mourn the loss when you realize that Fruit Loops is spelled incorrectly. So the principles behind the Mandela effect and this sort of like esoteric sort of structure towards the continuation of our realities or the collapse of our realities or the annihilation of our realities, this kind of like harkens to a larger, broader perspective of things like quantum suicide, quantum tunneling, quantum immortality being the main principle. The concept of basically annihilating each reality by simply putting your head to your hand, your hand to your head in the form of a gun, and you pull the trigger. In this reality, it's just your hand, but in another reality, you force that reality to collapse because it no longer exists. Because in that reality, it's a real gun.
Hmm.
You know, there's an infinite amount of possibilities that could have led you to that phase. So the reason I mention this is because this harkens to another story that I was told very recently about a man who was driving home from work
All Jet Li had to do
after
is
a
just go
long day
like
at work.
this.
Yeah, I mean, if like every time I pantomime with the scanner blowing my brains out, there's a reality where I did. This basically
Mr.
the
Pockets.
story was this man was driving home after a long hard day at work. He was driving home and he passes by a gas station that he always goes through. He gets gas, and he's leaving. He drives out of the gas station and onto the road and gets completely smoked by a transport truck. That transport truck
Truck Kun.
violently shatters every single bone in his body and throws him into the ditch. And he's laying in the ditch, trying to move his muscles, trying to like actuate his muscles so that he could reach his phone, and slowly choking on blood and feeling this intense pain of like all of these like tiny shards of glass ripping through his skin. as his vision starts to like close in on itself, and him realizing in that very moment that that was the end of his life, that he's dying, and he's laying in the ditch, recounting this. They're like feeling everything, feeling the heaviness of his chest as he attempts to breathe through viscous vomiting blood, and then all of a sudden he's in his driveway at home, looking at his wife on the porch because he's been home for several minutes, sitting in his driveway, coming to grips with the fact that he just vividly imagined his entire expiration in such a dramatic and expressive and very like real way that he steps out of his car completely disoriented and thinking, what the fuck was that? And
Hmm.
this guy, he's recounting this, and he's saying like, I remember this happened, I felt it, every fiber of my being happened, it felt real. But he believed
And
it
then
was psychosis and went to therapy for it.
the lamp looked weird, right? That kind of same
That's a different
general.
story. Yeah, same situation though.
Yeah.
Something's not quite right. I don't remember leaving that there. That seems to be slightly shifted. It's because that person died in the driveway,
Read the
and
comment.
uh, yeah, I did. And I
There's
did it without even breaking a sweat.
there's another version of it where everybody's just going,
Everybody who's in the stream is a collective. Like it's a world where we have a billion stream views of me just like painting the wall just to prove a point.
"Oh my god."
Um, Now there are certain physicalities that could prevent certain
That's right, it is.
things from happening. Yeah, it's deja vu. It's the
That is
experience of another universe. Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say is that like yeah, so that guy who felt his death actually died. But the problem was that his mind was supposed to collapse quicker, and he wasn't supposed to remember that because he was supposed to just be in the next body, in the next reality. But something happened where it prolonged that, and he remembers that, and he carries that with him. This is where you get into like past life regression and shit like that too, because you can have that. You can say in another reality that's currently still existing, that's currently still running, that is I'm not dead in. I have been reborn in this reality, or I'm a different entity in this reality than I am in the other reality. And then you remember everything vehemently, and you can point at the structures, and these kids know their their loved ones who have passed away because that entity is the same manifestation of a previous life or like a previous or another another
Yeah.
reality. It's just collapsed into the being a different being than it should have. And so this is quantum immortality. It's the idea that no matter how many times you die, no matter how you die, you will continue, will subsist because in an infinite amount of realities, you continue to exist. So when your mind collapses in this reality, it opens in the next one, and you just don't know. And so it reminds me of this experiment that Stephen Hawking had. He threw a party where he said, "Time travelers, welcome time travels," and he threw a party where he was the only guest, waiting for time travelers to come back and celebrate with him in his party, and no one showed up. And he's like, "That's why time travelers don't exist." Flash forward to 2026, and Stephen Hawking's in the Epstein files, and we all know why nobody went back to say hi.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody who with a more upstanding character can throw that experiment.
Yeah. Imagine a book. Got an
Yeah.
idea. Got an idea. Um,
Oh, new book coming out.
no, should be a book you write because you seem to be a lot more interested in this than me. But,
Yeah, linguistically, I'm failing though. I wouldn't be able
it's the
to
future. They've
articulate
made it illegal to make finger guns at your head. One man goes, "Ha, ha, 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 ha," and then all of a sudden, the SWAT's at his door, and he's getting arrested for killing thousands of other versions of
quantum murder.
himself. Quantum
Welcome to
murder.
Minority Report.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things too. Is that if the experiments that you could run just sitting here in your in my seat, where I could say, well, in another reality, we've already understood this whole thing. We have planeswalkers, and they'll come to my reality. Statistically impossible. Statistically impossible. Therefore, that experiment will fail 100% of the time.
Hmm.
If there's an infinite number of realities, it would take an infinite amount of time to calculate the variable to get you to this particular reality. There will never, ever, ever be a situation in any sense of the word, in any sense of the world, no matter how long humans exist and no matter how knowledgeable they become, even if they exist until the heat death of the entire galaxy and persist into the next reality. There will never be a point where humans are able to calculate infinity to a degree where they can manipulate infinity. Therefore, I'm sorry, you're stuck. You know, so any experiment you try to run is impossible. You might say, "Oh, well, there's probably a reality where, infinity can be calculated," but that would defy the laws of physics, and all realities must apply those laws of physics to make
Yeah,
it must exist.
there are always fundamental flaws with every objective,
Yeah,
like,
it's the
theoretical,
it's
scientific, like, love story about, being able to like, time travelers. You know what the greatest problem with
yeah.
time travelers are?
Mm.
The matter that you're made up of used to belong to something else. What happens to it when you travel back in time?
Yeah, travel back
You
in time and
cannot
you are now
duplicate.
a
Nothing
rock
is
again.
created, nothing is destroyed.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe time travel will just be dependent on your own personal lifespan. You can only
Yeah,
travel back to exactly where you were at that time, like Looper.
sure. This is where, like, we get to, like, things like esoteric, sort of, theories, like, magic systems like the one you see in Lord of Mysteries,
I'm not
or
familiar with that word.
divination and what's that? Esoteric?
Esoteric.
Or esoteric, it's, like, sort of like fringe,
Oh, like
sort of
nuanced.
yeah, like, let me just get the definition. Esoteric meaning Esoteric means knowledge, concepts, and interests that are intended to be likely understood by only a very small, special group of people, often described as topics of being highly obscure, theoretical, or requiring prior specialized training to fully grasp.
Oh,
So esoteric being, yeah, basically a niche.
that
So
book
the
might be
esoteric
esoteric.
magic systems of Lord of Mysteries would be would be something that's like only a handful of people here probably even know what I'm talking about. That being you and I.
Hmm.
Lord of Mysteries being a Chinese, I believe it was a Douyin or whatever, a Chinese animation, where a man used to travel between different universes and or had traveled between a different universe and then used a divination type system to contact gods to gain favor to learn how to use magic basically. And in this world he travels to, he sets it up where he's like, I put a candle here, and then 23 degrees, I put a candle here, and then I take a bird's feather and I place it exactly 24 degrees to the left, and I take two steps to the front. And he
Oh,
unlocks this. He uses a cheat code to unlock the spell that he needs to use for this next thing. It's a
yeah.
procedural sense of non-Euclidean magic. It's a
The
sense of
anime.
taking
The anime sucked.
extreme. Yes, the concepts were extraordinarily profound, though, and I found myself
Yeah.
lost in the mystery of the magic more than
Yeah,
I was
but like
in
the
the
thing is
plot
that
line.
if you read the manga, the
It's
comic, whatever,
significant
if
that
you read the manga of
the light
it
novel,
or the light novel, yeah, if you read that, because I was watching the anime and I was like, I don't understand what the fuck is happening anymore. Like the first few episodes, I was like, wow, this is really
yeah,
neat. And then it's like,
the
wait,
reason
what?
is
I feel like I just dropped right in the middle of a story, and then I Google it, and they're just like,
yeah,
no, don't watch the anime, read the book. The anime sucks. And I was like, oh,
yeah, the anime was produced by one company. That company only wrote themselves in for one season, and so they cherry-picked sections, chapters of the book to turn into episodes rather than actually creating a fully fleshed story. So they
yeah,
did
it
the
looked like
initial, like,
video game
opening
cutscenes
sort of.
instead
Yeah,
of
they
a
were all sort of, like, stitched to it was basically like what you're doing, building your book in as tiles in a kitchen.
yeah, and then hoping they
And
all meet in the
expecting
middle.
it to repeat relevancy. Exactly. So, yeah, these are the magic systems that I fully believe in. These are the magic systems that I completely I believe exist because like Naruto is a really good example of this, where they use hand symbols to form jutsus and then activate those jutsus to cast spells.
Mhm.
Now, in just the fundamental system of it is it's symbolism to excite a reaction, right? So if you think about Dungeons and Dragons, the perfect example of this would be a bag of holding. A bag of holding is a non-Euclidean geometry. It's a bag
Yeah,
that
but it's
holds
by the
time and space.
yeah, and then by
Thing
your
that I
mental desire to pick a specific item is what manifests that item in your hand.
Yeah, but it requires such a low skill because the system is able to predict what your expectations are. So you reach into the bag and you pull out, the sword of Gryffindor because that's what Harry Potter needed in that moment, which is his mind forced and observed reality to collapse into a favorable outcome into which he pulled the sword of Gryffindor from the bag of holding. You understand?
If I ever
So when
meet
you
a
think
genie,
about
that's
this
gonna be
sort
one of
of
my wishes.
principle, it's the same thing when we observe at like realities and future and past and everything like that. It's just a simple process of humans observing reality to force a conclusion that's favorable. And the higher your wisdom stat, the more possible that should be. So if you had a bag of holding, the bag of holding should not contain the items that you placed in it, but an infinite possibility of items that you place in it. Therefore, if I reach into a bag of holding in D&D, I should be able to pull out anything my heart desires, regardless of whether I put it in there or not, because it is pressing time and space to rip that object from a space where I believe it will be. And so every time I reach my hand into the bag to pull out, let's say I want to pull out
One of the other party members'
my
panties.
wallet. Exactly.
Yes.
You should be able to do that. You should be able to reach in and pull out that, because you're forcing, like, your wisdom stat should be able to affect the your ability to manipulate reality and force it to collapse into a
Dude,
favorable outcome, you know?
max out your wisdom stat, and then they're like you got the, I don't know, the cult leader that's usually at the end of every D&D campaign, and you just open up the bag, you stick your hand in, and then you pull and then he's just holding, he's like, "I've
Grab
got
his
the
nuts.
orb," and the orb just goes disappears, and it's
Yeah,
like,
it just
"Ah."
disappears. Yeah, your wisdom stat is so high that you reach in and you hear, "Another hand has touched the beacon."
Exactly. Or like you choose whether you wanna take the object out of your hand or just remove his heart from his chest.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, I've always found interesting is, what if you reached into the bag and forced reality to collapse into the fact that you are pinching the bottom of the bag?
Ooh,
So the object of pulling the bottom of the bag out of the bag, what would happen to the bag?
pulling
Would you
reality
force
inside
reality
out.
to collapse inside out? Yeah, it would probably turn into a black hole,
Then you would
and it
go
would just
from
suck everything into it. And then in another reality where you are willing for the sword of Gryffindor, you force the sword of Gryffindor into that reality by completely annihilating yours.
hmm. There's
So
a
anyway, the principle behind the Mandela effect
mm.
harkens back to CERN using accidentally creating black holes with their experiments and annihilating our reality. And so the reason that things change and we misremember it is because all of humanity has now shifted to the next page in the book where Fruit Loops is spelled wrong.
Huh.
That's all I
So
wanted to say. That whole thing was just to express that's the concept, the theory.
so there was an idea you had a couple months ago where we would have a weekly book club, talk about books
Yeah,
that we want each other to read.
sure.
Have you read Mage Tank yet?
Mage Tank. That's the book. That's the book. I have been trying to figure out what the fuck you were saying. I read the entirety of, like, two different book series called Technomancer and Techno Feudalism or something like that. I read these two different books thinking that those are the books you were reading, and I was like, this sounds nothing like what you described.
Yeah,
But
no,
I read
yeah.
them both. They were both really fascinating.
Get the
Mage
audiobook.
Tank, that's what it's called.
Get
Yeah.
get get the audiobook. I think I
There you go.
I think I have a copy of it.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I mean,
I
it's
could email it
available
to you.
on Audible.
Yeah, but you only get to pick one book on Audible. But on
Yeah, but we have like
but on
tons
VK,
of 2,726 reviews, all up to 4.6 stars. Very interesting.
it's a very good book.
Yeah. There was another one, actually, what got me
It
really
is
interested in
it is
non-Euclidean.
necessary though that you do listen to the official audiobook version because the narrator for the official audiobook version is one of the primary reasons. Like the book is already good, but the narrator elevates he
Mhm.
elevates the book to a standard that I wish every audiobook I listen to had. If I could get this one guy to be stuck in a basement somewhere, multiply him by 1,000 and have him read every audiobook, I would listen to Little House on the Prairie as long as this guy was reading it.
Yeah. Yeah, elliptic geometry. Little House on a Prairie. Um, yeah, crush that. Next. There was a book that you
Woo!
had recommended to me and I was reading, and it was a lit RPG where a man died and was reborn as a dungeon. If you recall,
Yeah,
yeah, that book
yeah, it was
pushed
that was
me
great.
into a
It got
fascination
he
with this entire thing. Like everything I know about time and space and stuff was garnered
yeah.
from my interest in continuing that topic of the rat that folded time and space to create shortcuts through his maze.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You're talking
wow,
about the one you're talking about the one with the spider named Tiny?
yeah, I think so. I'm not totally sure how far I got into it, but I got to a point where there was a rat that he could call on demand, and it would just pop out of wherever he was. And he was like, I don't know how you're getting here. It must be some kind of form of non-Euclidean geometry. And then I
Yeah.
looked it up. And then I went into this like massive rabbit hole of just like of theoretical physics that just like culminated in this massive thought experiment where I thought, well, that's probably how bag of holdings work. Is
Mm.
this sort of matter observation forcing favorable outcomes of reality. It's Schrodinger's cat. Is the bag of holding is for Schrodinger's cat. And every time I talk to people about it, like, no, it's just magic. I'm like, yes, but the scientific principle behind
I
magic.
yeah, no, you
Fireball
don't.
is not simply fireball. It's a rune that is carved into the soul that causes you the ability to cast fireball by creating symbols that are favorable, that connect together and create these results. Like every time everyone talks about magic systems in anime, and they're like, you got to add a little squiggle here to make it go further, or you got to have to, if you remove
It's
this
like,
line
no, but that
altogether.
makes it seem like that makes it seem like there's some sort of, like, intelligent design that you have to communicate with by, inputting a set of instructions, but in reality, the only 2 stats that you need to do anything you want is wisdom and luck.
But that's the yeah, wisdom and luck are the cores, because if you want to cast any kind of magic that you don't fervently understand or have studied your entire life, luck stats are very important for that, because otherwise
Yeah.
you'll die.
But, like, that's the thing, like,
But
if you're saying that that you're basically rolling dice like in
but that's the
D&D,
thing. That's the
trying to
thing.
get a
But that's
nat
the
20 so you can
thing.
cast a fireball, but you have to roll the dice every
But
single
Nick,
time you cast the fireball, then by theory, if you need 2 dice to have a nat 20 and you
mhm,
increase your luck stat, now you're throwing
the
20
luck doesn't exist.
dice, and, only
The
2 of
luck
them
doesn't
have to be
exist.
20.
You don't need luck at that point. Luck is fake.
But you're
Luck
saying
is
that you're
the
willing the universe to
luck
give you a
is the
favorable outcome.
no, I am commanding with my wisdom stat. I'm commanding the outcome because it is a calculable sum. I say if I move my hand like this, and that is the exact flowing motion with my wisdom stat, it tells me, or my intelligence stat tells me that this flowing motion is the exact motion I need to conquer to create or to manifest whatever I need into my hand. That's magic.
It's like Morty
You
and the
don't need luck.
crystal.
Luck, you need more luck if your wisdom stat is low. The lower your
Yeah.
wisdom stat is, the more luck you need, because you need the outcome to be favorable. But if you have a high enough wisdom stat, then luck becomes redundant, because the mathematical equation to
Yeah.
conclude or to solve the problem. You don't
Yeah.
need to like throw your hand in the hat and pull out the 1 plus 1 equals 2. The equation is 2. You just go, it's 2. And
Mm.
therefore I've forced reality to collapse in a favorable thing. Fireball! you know?
Yeah, this,
Manifestation, exactly.
yeah.
Manifestation explained with theoretical physics, with pseudoscience.
Yeah. About the product placement thing, there's something that brought my idea. Brought an idea to explain something. Yesterday, or not yesterday, the last live stream. During the live stream, I mentioned that one of the problems that I had with Slapped Ham was that he kept using music from Epidemic Sound, and that I would usually have to go in after the fact, and I would have to edit it to not have the music or the sounds in the background, which is why some of the videos end
Okay.
up sounding weird. So I have to go back in and I have to edit out the background track or the music and anything. Um, yes. Also, thank you for becoming a channel member. Uh, um, um, so the funny thing is that at the end of that live stream, when the video was processed and then uploaded as a video on demand, uh, I got a copyright strike, not a strike, a copyright claim from Epidemic Sounds after that live stream on the live stream, which means that even if the live stream is not being like suppressed or like, you know, stopped or blocked or anything, after the video is done, after the live stream turns from a live stream into a video on demand, we could still get copyright strikes and everything. So if you play a song that's copyright, thinking that, well, it's a live stream, there's nothing that can be done about that, they'll hit you later. So you even have to be
Yeah.
careful about things that are going on in live streams. Product placement is something that doesn't seem to be a big deal at all, unless it's something that's non-usable, like guns and stuff. And also, if you say specific words too many times, then you get a strike, or not a strike, but like a warning. But if you say the word once or twice, then you don't get a warning. The rules are really confusing, but music is the only one that anybody cares about. What do you, so you went to Costco and got the
Yeah,
new Nuka-Cola pack?
yeah. There's a new Nuka Cola pack. I have Nuka Orange up here, Nuka Grape, Nuka Cherry, and then they came up with a new Nuka Cola Victory bottle. Um,
Does it look
whoop,
better?
this is the original Nuka Cola Victory bottle.
Yeah.
It has the Nuka Cola Victory cap.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you got like that. This is the new one. It's almost pre-war.
Oh, cool. They took the Jones and they
Yeah,
stuck it on the bottom.
yeah. There's a new cap too, and then there's a logo because when they had this on the side here, it's got the Nuka Cola logo that says "Save Caps, Get Gear," but they changed it out for the Vault Boy on the new Nuka Cola Victory. But
Cool.
yeah, this is the original Victory bottle. This is the new Victory bottle. And this one's pre-war. This one's post-war. The only issue is in Canada, they have that fucking logo on the top there. It says it's high in sugar.
Got
Like no
interrupted
shit,
by
it's pop. Hmm?
apparently the video got interrupted, or the live stream got interrupted by ads.
We have ads on our live streams.
Yeah, the banner ad, the banner ad and the sidebar ad that's on top of the recommended videos. There's not supposed to be any ads that actually interrupt the video. It's live. It's not like it
Yeah, well,
fucking rewinds like 5 seconds or whatever.
people just
We
missed
could be in the
something
middle
because
of an important conversation and then they have to like watch 10 minutes behind, or like not 10 minutes, but like 30 seconds, 10 seconds behind everybody because YouTube played an ad. They're not supposed to be playing ads during the live stream.
I didn't even know there were ads at all. But yeah,
That's
that's
annoying.
but yeah, sorry about that. I guess.
We have no control over it,
Oh,
but I'm gonna be pissed off if
I don't think they're baked in. I think they just roll on some. They would roll randomly. I don't think I've ever watched a person's live stream and have an ad pop up.
yeah,
Ads
they're
pop up
like literally the
happening.
only ads that I have a lot that I have because there's like let us show ads and it's
Yeah,
like,
you only
yes,
see
what
banner
kind of
ads.
ads? And I say, if you just want to put like a fucking banner of some stupid like health or whatever thing on the bottom, it doesn't like disrupt the
Yeah,
video, go ahead, whatever. But it's like if you're gonna
don't interrupt the video.
pause the stream and deliver somebody a dedicated advertisement and say, here, watch
Yeah,
this
like for
instead of what
30
you actually came
seconds,
here to see.
a 30-second ad or what? Watch it's like a minute and 50 seconds. It just like nukes the stream.
Yeah.
That's way
Now
too
everybody's gotta go
invasive.
back and see what we said, and then they're off on the
Yeah, I have
conversation.
YouTube Premium too.
Hmm.
I use YouTube Premium because I'm like, I don't know.
YouTube Premium's
Stupid.
included in my so I got the oh, I got barcodes on my phone now. I can't show my phone. I got the Pixel 10 Pro, and when I got that, they gave me a year of AI Pro
Premium
thing,
something
premium,
like that.
whatever. The it's like you can use Gemini and Gmail and shit for your primary email. And then it's the reason why I was so excited about it is because it gives you 2 terabytes of space, and
Yeah,
you just have that 2 terabytes of space. It's gonna be like
yeah, that's fun.
$15 a month after the trial runs out, but it
Mm.
includes YouTube Premium now.
Yeah. So this is a Pixel 2.
Mm. I've had
The
every
Pixel 2 XL.
Pixel. I had the Nexus 5 and then I got a Pixel, so I technically had the Pixel 0.
Yeah, but the Pixel 2 has this nice little feature. If you have the Pixel 2, you get unlimited Google storage
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
as long
Oh,
as
I
you have
still
the
have
phone.
my Pixel 2. So I can just
Yeah. You just transfer stuff to your phone. You can store an unlimited amount of information on Google, on your Google One or your Google Drive, as long as you own this phone. So as
oh,
long as that phone's is in your hand, or as long as it still exists, you could just like boot it up, like turn it on, sync your photos, and then just upload them or whatever infinitely. You don't have to pay for storage at all. You just need the phone. You can buy them on eBay. They're like
oh,
like $50 or something.
I still have mine. It's around here somewhere. It's got a smash screen though.
Yeah. I was thinking about just plugging that into a Raspberry Pi and having it like I don't know Arduino or Pi or something, and having it do all the storage management. I'm also gonna go offline. I think I'm gonna like create a cyber deck and like scrape all my stuff off the internet and like do it old school. You know?
Oh, yeah. Where did I put that?
Oh, Dream Deck?
I found my
Cyber Deck?
this is gonna sound incredibly fucking oh, I'm rich. I'm not rich.
Sure.
I used to work for a company that disposed of electronics,
Mhm. So
and
did I. Yeah.
I found my box of laptops.
Oh,
None of them have hard drives, but that's an easy
that's
solution. But two of the
yeah.
laptops I have are ThinkPads.
Yeah, I've got a handful of laptops too from my recycling days, just, parts laptops.
Yeah, I
They're just a
figured
good
the
they're decades old,
pieces.
but
I was gonna peel the monitors off and like
make, like,
get
lin
the yeah, make like fake windows and stuff for the wall.
Fresnel lens, or Fresnel lens, whatever. You can do,
Yeah.
cool 3D printing on them if you turn what do you call what's it called? The diffuser layer. If you flip it over, and you put, like, if you, like, take the diffuser
Oh
layer off
yeah,
the
you can
screen,
transfer the thing
the
to the
rainbow
print.
patterns and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can also put it down and, like, pour chocolate over it, and that chocolate will have that fractal look. 'Cause you're basically just, like, manipulating the material so that it's got that, like, that same texture on it, right? And so
Mm.
people use them as, like, yeah, 3D printing plates and stuff, to add fun little things. People have also figured out that you can carve your channel logo into the build plates when you print stuff. Every time you flip it over, your channel logo is embossed on the bottom in, like, higher, holographics.
Oh, that's fun.
So, pretty neat.
Yeah. You wanna tell those jokes?
Oof. Yeah, let me look them up here. What was um,
They're these
I
great
vaguely
jokes.
I don't remember the f I remember the one I told you well enough that I could say it again.
The first
Um,
2 jokes are anti-jokes.
yeah,
Like, the first joke was that there are, a bunch of kids standing around in a muddy field, and they each have a brick in their hands, and the objective is to throw they established an objective of throwing the bricks up in the air, and then, the one that lands deepest into the mud is the victor, which was what if the brick goes up high enough, it's gonna gain more velocity and then sink deeper into the mud.
sure.
And so the joke it is an anti joke. So the first kid goes, he throws the brick up in the air, and it comes back down, and it lands 2 inches into the mud, and he's like, "Wow, 2 inches, that's good." The second kid goes, and he throws his brick like 10 feet in the air, and then it comes back down, and it sticks 4 inches into the ground. And he goes, "Wow, 4 inches, awesome." And the third kid goes, throws his brick up in the air, and it doesn't come back down. And then we move on to the second joke.
Which is my joke.
Oh no, the second joke is the airplane.
Oh, the airplane. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so there's a woman. She gets on a plane. She has a parrot in her coat. There's a rule. There's 3 rules on this plane. There's no parrots, no cigarettes, and some arbitrary rule that's supposed to throw the people off the trail. So the plane gets up to a cruising altitude, and they put it on autopilot. Seatbelt light turns off, and the pilot decides he's going to walk down the cabin. He's going to talk to each of the passengers and introduce himself, and get some camaraderie going. While he's walking through the hall, this lady's jacket goes, "Paul, you want a cracker?" And he stops. He's smoking a cigar, by the way, with the pilot, even though that's one of the rules that you're not supposed to break. So he's smoking a cigar, and the pilot walks over and sees this lady, and her jacket squawks, and then he goes, "Ma'am, do you have a parrot in your jacket?" And she's like, "No." And then he tears open her jacket, reveals that there's a parrot inside, and he goes, You're not allowed to have parrots on the plane." And he opens up the window while the plane is flying and chucks the parrot out. And the woman's like, "Yeah, well, you're not allowed to have cigars on the plane." And she snatches the cigar out of his mouth and throws it out of the plane too. So now the parrot
Mhm.
the parrot and the
Cigar.
cigar are now outside the plane. And the pilot gets pissed off, and he stumps back into his cabin. He sits down, and he hears a tapping on the window. Like, "What's that sound?" And then he looks up, and he sees that it's the parrot outside the window, tapping on the window, but there's something in its mouth. What's in its mouth?
A cigar.
No, the brick.
Uh-huh. Oh, the brick. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, and then the third joke is it would be this kid, and his dad, and he goes, "Dad, why is my name Leaf?" And he says, "Well, uh, when you were young, or when you were born, a leaf fell from a tree and landed on your on your forehead, and so we called you Leaf." And he goes, "Oh, why is my sister named Rose?" I'm gonna get demonetized for this. Out of memory. My stream ended. I ran out of memory. Yeah, so he goes, "Why was my sister named Rose?" And he goes, "Well, you see, when she was born, a rose petal floated into the window and landed on her forehead, so he named her Rose." We had to get demonetized. And then from the corner, he goes, "What about my name, Dad?" He goes, "Shut up, brick." And unsubscribed. Yeah, when I
Yeah.
was thinking about that, I literally started laughing. I was in the middle of my work. Like nobody else was talking to me. I'm just like sitting there laughing to myself. Like it's
Yeah,
stupid.
that happens to me all the time. I was thinking about, do you remember do you remember one of our favorite we used to you know, when you get the, you get on Discord and you join the call with your buddies and you're just like, you say that one thing that everybody knows about and then everybody starts saying it to each other?
Yeah.
Well, like, do you remember, "And I kiss you, you orange flavored
My orange
motherfucker"?
flavor, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought about that at work and I started laughing. Everybody was
Yeah.
like, "Are you listening? Do you have earbuds in?" I'm like, "No." And they're
I
like,
know. I'm
"Then
just
what
like
are you
fine,
laughing
fine.
about?" And I'm like, "Orange flavored motherfucker." There's what the fuck?
uh, that's good, man.
Yeah, I find that the process of telling people jokes, in the way that somebody who is devoid of humor would explain the process of the joke. So originally, when I learned about that joke from Rooster Teeth, I would tell people that joke, but I would tell it exactly as Rooster Teeth would say it. But my delivery
Yeah.
failed because they would always guess the brick.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's really annoying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fumble around and add extra detail to expand the amount of time on the opposite side, that they give them more things to have to think about to try to keep track of the joke so that they
Yeah.
definitely forget the first joke.
Rotisserie. I said something I said something the other day that made me, or I
Yeah.
thought about something that made me laugh in the middle of somebody talking to me at work. They were like, "Oh, I got something to tell you." Or I got something a story to tell you. And then my brain went, "Regale me with your story, little reptile child." And I started laughing as soon as they said it. I'm like, "What? What? What?" And I was like, "You wouldn't get it."
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
regale
were.
me with your story, you little reptile child. And then and then I'm fully engaged.
If anybody
Uh,
hasn't seen Blark and Son, it's free to watch on YouTube, and we highly recommend it. It's
it is funny as shit, man.
Yeah, it's top 10
Yeah,
free things to watch. The next best thing that I can remember is Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Um,
that's just awesome. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You know what's another one? It's that barbarian from Dragon Soup.
Yeah, yeah, Dungeon
Yeah.
Soup.
Run, bitch, run. Squirts of lemon.
Yes, Squirt of Lemon.
Squirts of lemon.
Oh, there's a lot of
I
really
like
fantastic
everything
things.
every time. I'm just like, I'm always thinking like, you little shit.
You little shit.
You little shit.
Oh, man.
You just come into my house, you little shit. You think you can just walk around here like you own the place, you little shit. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's good shit.
Yeah. So, I don't
Yeah,
know what else to do. We've got a you wanna check out a ghost video, or
sure.
all
Get
right.
through a ghost video and then maybe try to go until about 7 o'clock.
Yeah, just whatever 2 hour mark, and then see if there's any energy left or if the conversation naturally dies off. That I almost did just there. But I'm like, an
Yeah.
hour and a half? That's not long enough.
Let's keep going.
Let's kick it
No.
up let's kick it up a notch. 1 second. That's a joke.
Yeah. I need to put like a bubble thing in my
The only thing
like
that goes in my nose are boogers.
yeah. They come out of my nose.
Oh yeah, that comes out. Oh god, can you imagine?
What? Boogers going into your nose?
Sniffing boogers up into your nose.
Okay, all
You're
right. Let's
adding
watch some
more
ghost.
boogers.
Let's just watch
Ghost
some
let's get to
ghost
the
video.
ghost videos.
I'm not picturing that.
Do it.
I'm picturing that. Yeah. Fuck's sakes. Like putting marbles in my nose or sniffing nerds.
We still don't know what jewels do, but thank you, Elvis.
Yeah. Just those things that YouTube gives people to do things with.
Yeah.
Can I just say rest in peace, Destiny 2?
Yeah. You wanna talk about it for a second, or?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't really want to talk about it.
You've been playing Destiny 2.
12
Destiny
years.
2 specifically 12 years, yeah.
I
And
played the
Destiny
alpha
1.
Destiny 1, and I was so enthralled by it that I
Keirris is
worked
echoing? Yeah, I think I know why.
oh, probably because my voice is coming through your computer and the stream is set to desktop.
Yeah, so I'll fix that.
Just mute me on Discord or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Destiny 1, I played the alpha in Destiny 1 way back in the day. It was a closed test, and I squeezed my way in by signing up through their Bungie website. And I was so happy with the game. I was like so enthralled by the game. I was like, these guys gotta play it. And then I got beta codes, and then Nick and I went through the entire beta time, just ripping through all the content, having so much fun. And then Destiny came out,
Just
and I was
sneaking into
so
areas that we weren't supposed to be and yelling
early
early access. Yeah. Knocking
trying
each
to
other off the
break
tower.
through walls and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, there's definitely gonna be something here because there's this big open space that they fully fleshed out and there's nothing here.
Right?
They didn't know we could climb up that wall, you know?
Yeah, we literally in the tower, we climbed up to the outskirts and then climbed up on top of like these like boxes of crates and then jumped across the wall to try to get into the courtyard behind in the tower in Destiny 1.
Yeah.
Yelling early access the whole way. Yeah, the dancing in the loot cave. Hey Jesse. Dancing in the loot cave, yeah. Like it's like it was times like these that were like yeah, just so absolutely fun. And then going through all like the Taken King and stuff, I always held out hope through the entire time we played the game that there would be a time where they would just get their shit together and fix it. And every time a new update would come out, I'd play that update, and every time there was a new expansion, I played the expansion, believing that they would actually get it right this time. And then the further along we got, the more and more it was like just restart, man. Like I don't care at this point. Like I've played for like 12 years. I would not mind giving up my entire Guardian and starting a fresh Guardian and a fresh everything just to get to experience the worlds more. And their decision wasn't to end the game and let everybody do a fresh start. They're talking about having a hard time getting people into the game because there's no new player experience.
Yeah.
Bitch, the new player experience is starting a new fucking character. That's how you solve the game. Destiny 3.
Or start a new, or just make Destiny 3, yeah.
Just make Destiny 3, man. I would be all over that right now. I'd pre-order it in a heartbeat just to show that I'm invested.
Yeah.
But no, they decided instead they were just gonna kill it.
When they got to the point in when they got to the pirate stuff, when the game progressed to the pirate stuff, Jesus Christ. I sat there and I was just like, it feels like you are just consistently calling the doctors in to resuscitate somebody you just need to let go.
I actually like the pirates.
No. That was the last one that I enjoyed.
The cool last. I enjoyed the Season of the Deep for some reason. It just like
that was before
that itch. Was it after? Was it before?
That was before. Yeah.
I did like fishing, as much as Nick hates fishing in video games. I liked.
The problem with it is that they keep adding fishing. Did the stream go down? I ran out of memory.
Huh? I think you probably ran out of memory. I keep running out of memory on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like when fishing is added to the game, it just kind of makes it feel like they're trying to like put a mini game in to subvert the sort of to slow people down.
Every game eventually gets fishing. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, but at the same time, having that cozy experience, like I found myself playing Fallout 76. I found myself stopping by the stream and just sitting my character down and sitting there for a little bit, decompressing. And a great way to decompress after a really long raid is to fish, because you're just sort of like unwinding from all that like sort of coordination and mental fatigue just
Mm,
by like sitting there and staring and sort of like, relaxing by
yeah,
the stream. It's kind of the whole point of that. But I do agree, like having people adding fishing to any game just kind of feels like a hat on a hat kind of thing, like a little bit
yeah,
unnecessary. But I do completely expect that's probably the reason, is just sort of I just beat Crota, let me just go and catch a fish.
yeah,
I just like what they added, like the collecting aspect. I always like collection games. Any game that comes out that gives me the ability to collect collectibles or anything like that, and then display them on a shelf or something, I love
mm.
that shit,
Ooh,
man.
fantastic
That brings me a
wish.
lot of joy.
A fantastic wish for a Fallout 3 remaster is them to get a localized subgrid for the entirety of the player home so that you can have a snap to grid of just the items. You know, you pull the item out of your inventory, you drop it on the ground, and you activate a kind of pin this to the table
Adjustment?
so that every time you open your front door, it doesn't explode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like Rust, like setting up traps and shit,
Yeah.
like building your
Or like
room.
how Vane allows you to set things on the wall, like pin it to the wall.
Yeah, Final Fantasy was one of those things that was like, I felt like, as fun as it was, I always felt like I was like 10 chapters behind in a book that was trying to tell me a story that I just couldn't comprehend. I found myself skipping through a lot of the dialogue because I just didn't know what was going on. And then by the time I'd beaten the main campaign way further, or like longer, or way longer after everyone else had done it. When I beat the campaign, I was just like, yeah, I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah. When I was playing it,
So
I was skipping all the dialogue. I was in full, I don't know who I am or why I'm here. All I know is I must
I noticed I
kill.
must kill. Yeah. Yeah. I uh I long for the day that something like that comes back, like that reinvigorates my RPG love. Like the last RPG that I
Exit
played
only.
earnestly and really enjoyed were these two games on the 360, Magna Carta and Infinite Undiscovery. Infinite
Holy
Undiscovery was
shit.
like, yeah,
Wow.
that was one of those games that bit me so hard. It was I think the last RPG that I fully invested in. And then Magna Carta just sort of it followed up that same feeling, that same experience all the way through. And then everything
Mm,
past that has
that's
always just
true.
been like a facsimile of this quality that you used to get with RPGs, to
Expedition.
the point, and then Battleborn was gonna be super cool too. Remember Battleborn?
Mm,
The game that never was? It was still
yeah.
like a mobile shooter, like basically like a MOBA, but
You wanna
it
see
was like
what the
like
last game I enjoyed was?
all my copies of the Halo multiplayer discs.
Why, it has to be Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for the PlayStation 1.
Come on, come on. Don't be like that.
Keirris, you don't even
Huh?
fucking realize.
Mint? Ah! Nearly mint. Got like a tiny
Nearly,
scratch on the
nearly
bottom.
mint.
That's good. Barbie Horse Adventures? No, man. Barbie Detective. Barbie Detective.
Wait, no.
Oh, do you have it? He's got Barbie games. You know Nick has Barbie games.
Mary Kate and Ashley Winner's Circle?
Jesus Christ.
A second
That's
copy of
good.
Pro Skater 2 in a slightly
Yeah.
nicer jewel case?
Nice. There you go. Yeah. Diablo,
Or
actually.
was it
Diablo
Cool
actually.
Borders
Different
3?
Souls on PlayStation 4 I had a lot of fun with too.
Eh, Cool Borders 3?
Full Borders. Nice. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, retro, yeah.
Crash Crash Bandicoot Warped?
You got
Ripto's
like PS1
Rage?
games? I can go get my PS1 games, but I don't think that's my. Here's my PlayStation 1 game catalog.
This is a ghost debunking channel, damn it.
Yeah. What do I got? What do I got? God Hand? Do you ever play God Hand? At least role
No.
play.
I have a still sealed copy of Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, so do I. Actually, I have Kingdom Hearts 1, red label. I don't have a black label sealed, but I have a black label sealed to Kingdom Hearts 2. I have every single one of the Kingdom Hearts games in the cabinet over there that are all factory sealed.
Mm,
American Wasteland was a great Tony Hawk game, yeah. I
that
remember
was, yeah.
playing Crash 8 and believing that it was going to be so cool, and then just it flopping so hard for me.
Any game where you were able to put in a cheat code and play as Spider-Man was the game I wanted to play.
Yeah.
Remember
the first time
Benjamin
could
Frank? You
actually,
can be Benjamin Franklin. Which one was that?
Benjamin Franklin? Oh, in like Tony Hawk's?
Yeah,
Was that Underground?
maybe.
That might have been American Wasteland, actually. Which Tony Hawk could you be Franklin?
Yeah, that's fucked up. The Xbox 360 being retro. Jesus, what
Yeah,
the
that
fuck?
was Underground 2. Tony Hawk's Underground 2.
Hmm. Xbox 360 is retro.
Yeah. Yeah, 360's no, like even PlayStation 4 is starting to be considered retro. PlayStation 3 era, PlayStation and Xbox
That was only
360
like
are
10
considered
years
retro.
ago.
The definition for retro
20?
is anything that's
How
over
long was it?
20 years old.
I gotta put
I
my
think it's 20
grenade
years.
back on the shelf. By the way, check this out.
Anything
This is
that came out between the 1990s and 2001 is considered retro, or is considered. Sorry, retro is from 1990s to 2006, and vintage is from early 1990s. So the PlayStation would be considered like PlayStation 1 is considered vintage now.
that's fucked.
Yeah.
Suddenly gray hair on screen.
Yeah, Shrek is nearly vintage, yeah. Actually, Shrek came out in 2001. It's retro. Shrek is retro.
Wait till the kids hear about VHS tapes. Just wait till the kids hear about Laserdisc.
Yeah, floppies.
Anyway, I can't remember. Remember
some-
taking all the AOL floppies from the Burger King? We're gonna have unlimited for internet.
There you go, yeah. Hey, you know, I don't know if anybody gives a shit anymore, but they just announced Modern Warfare 4, which is a sequel to Modern Warfare 3, like an actual sequel to the Modern Warfare series. Not just like a reboot or a rehash or whatever. Modern Warfare 4. I'm excited about that. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
I don't think it's going to relive the original glory days. Like Battlefield apparently is not playable. The new Battlefield, what is it, 2061 or whatever or whatever the last one was.
6.
6, yeah. It's now considered like a good Battlefield game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll boot it up again. The second they stopped giving me EXP for playing in bot lobbies, I stopped playing.
Yeah. See,
I'm not here to fucking play against people who don't have. Everybody who plays that game is sitting on top of a bucket with their pants down playing that fucking game. I'm a full grown 34-year-old adult with a full-time job. I can't sit there and get murked by a bunch of dumbass kids who are on summer break and can no life the game for so long that they could quick scope me from across the map without even freaking scope. Like, huh?
Lunar. Like
Lunar. Oh, wow.
Yeah, OG copy Lunar. Wow. That's crazy. That brings back a lot of memories.
Sundials.
Sundials, yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
What about wait until the kids find out that you can stick 2 sticks in the ground about 40 feet apart and calculate the circumference of the Earth?
Yeah.
Just wait till they find out about pulleys. You can lift a warship out of the water. That's the most fascinating thing I've ever heard. I love pulleys. Yeah. Pulleys and snatch blocks have a fundamental place in ghost video production.
Every time I see the snatch blocks at work, I'm like, Nick would cream himself right here.
Yeah. Okay, listen. When you use a snatch block, you're redirecting the direction required to pull. So let's say you pull something forward. You're pulling something. Let's use this monster can. Tie a string to the tab, wrap it around a tree, and then when you're pulling this way, it pulls this way. But let's say you can't wrap it around the tree. So you wrap a small rope around the tree, and then you put a snatch block on the other end, and it gets a frictionless environment to allow you to redistribute the direction of your pull. Now here's the thing: add another snatch block over here, and then run the cable like this through the first snatch block around the second snatch block, and then back that way. Now you're pulling the string this way, but the can is moving this way. Do you have any idea how fucking awesome that would be for making ghost videos? They'd be like, there's no way it's that guy. He's standing over there and it's traveling in a completely wrong direction.
Yeah, like even the pulleys are bilinear, right? Like they go in like one or the opposite direction, right? And so
Yeah.
if you have two pulleys and you're in one room and you have a pulley, like you have the string going under the door attached to a pulley and then coming back to the door, you can pull the door open by pulling the string towards you, even though the door is opening this way,
Yeah.
right? So what you're saying is this with snatch blocks, you could be all the way over here and still open the door that way.
Yeah, exactly. A selective
Yeah, 'cause it
application of
reaches through
specific
the
pulleys and snatch blocks can have you be able to do anything you want in a video, and as long as the string is sufficiently non-reflective, you should be able to avoid having it be seen. Like, of
yeah.
course, they'd probably just say it's string and somebody's standing behind the door, but they'll be fundamentally wrong, and there's no way that you're actually gonna be able to prove it, so they're probably just gonna say it's
Sure you
string, and
can.
technically, they'll be correct, but they're gonna be
Multiple
correct for the
different
wrong reasons.
fixed cameras. You put a fixed camera in the room, you put a fixed camera outside, then you put a fixed camera behind your shoulder so that it's like, "Oh, he's obviously not doing it." And then you just hold the string in your pocket and pull the string in your pocket or something,
Yeah.
like on a ring. Pull it towards
Well, like,
yourself.
as you're walking away, it, like, opens the door, and then maybe you've got another string that's just like a tripwire that's across the hallway, and then as you walk into that tripwire, the first string loses tension and the second string pulls the door closed again. They don't see the
Sure,
string
yeah.
because you're so far away from the camera, but
Oh, a
yeah.
tripwire to close and open the doors.
Yeah,
You could literally be walking down the hall and then literally, like, walk into a tripwire that opens a door in front of you.
exactly, or
That's
another
crazy, yeah.
option is the
Great
same as this
idea.
tape measure, right? So,
Yeah.
imagine you have the tape measure and you put the tape measure under tension like this, and then you have some sort of, like, it's like this, right? Okay?
Sure,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
you step on a specific floorboard that has a nail that just pushes that open, and then
Yeah,
that's
and
the
it
force
closes,
that
yeah,
pulls the
close
door
the door.
closed, and then
I
you
mean,
don't
if you
even
wanna
have to have a
like the
wire
practical
above
effects,
above the ground.
true. It kinda reminds me of, like, engineering the drawbridge in 7 Days to Die. Just figuring out how that whole system works. It's the same principles,
Yeah.
you know, cause and effect, and
Mhm.
then, applicable, you know anyway, jeez, that's a
Hitting a
great
nail with
idea.
a hammer is a fantastic application of the correct tools for the right job. Using that
Yeah.
hammer to drill a hole in the wall
Paint the wall?
is using an object not meant for one thing for something entirely different and achieving an acceptable result,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, but painting with a hammer, yeah. But if we
Mhm.
were able to take that hammer and use it as a counter lever, a weight distribution counter lever to keep a specific object in a specific spot until a specific time, then you're intelligent. That's not just knowledge, it's
Or
intelligence.
overcomplicating it.
No, no, no,
It's just
no. What I'm trying to say is using something outside. You know how people have life hacks? They do these life hacks. Sometimes you look at the
yeah,
life hack and you're just like, that's stupid. That's not a life hack. That's just using the object as an intended purpose. The
sliding doors, yeah.
people who are making that life hack are stupid. The
Yeah.
people who are making legitimate life hacks are intelligent because they taken an object that is not for that purpose and rendered it useful for that purpose, right?
So you're, like, talking about, like, taking that hammer and stringing it up to a sliding door so that when you open the sliding door, it lifts the hammer up, and then when you
It's
let
a
go of the sliding door,
counterbalance. Yeah.
it closes the door.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you are
kinda
intelligent enough to to understand that the object has the right weight and the correct mounting position to be able to attach it to that, right? This is what I keep bringing back about intelligence versus wisdom and knowledge. You know, what I have is a shit ton of
mhm,
knowledge and just enough intelligence to know that I can apply the fundamental properties of one thing and apply them to something else, which is why I'm good at debunking ghost videos, because I see the
yeah,
fundamental properties that are at play here. And even though I only learned, like, let's say you learned that the wind can activate a wind chime, you're like, okay, the wind can activate a wind chime. And then you look at the wind chime and you say, well, there's a flat panel at the bottom of the wind chime. That must be what's activating it because the wind is blowing against that, thus moving the string in the middle, causing the wind chime to go up, right? And
yeah,
now, if you extract the piece of information that says that a large flat surface can be interacted greatly with the wind, greater than what you can feel on your skin, and then apply that to other things, you would understand why the door closes in your house when the window's open.
yeah, it's the same
It's the
principle you say
same
is that why,
thing.
uh, a light drizzle outside can overflow a storm drain.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing. It's like, 'cause you understand that that light rain is cascading across, like, a large surface and then coalescing in one spot. Same
Exactly.
principle. It's the just because you can't see this massive deluge of water doesn't mean it's not coming.
Yeah.
You
So every single
understand
time you
the
see
properties
something,
of
every time you see something that seems like a basic thing, just
mhm,
remember that that thing exists the next time you're trying to remember why something else is happening. There is no
fair
such
enough.
thing as a mystery once you have a baseline understanding of most of the principles of physics. You don't need to have like a college level degree or a university level or a Harvard degree in physics to understand everything the world has to offer. You only need a Harvard education to understand what the world has yet to offer. You know what I mean?
I think the Harvard education paper is just to say you have the capacity rather than you have the knowledge.
Hmm. Well, you know what? I thought what I just said was incredibly profound, but whatever.
No, I think what you're saying is like straight up, yeah, it's good. It's just
Hmm.
yeah, just because somebody has a jar that can hold a liter of liquid doesn't mean it'll ever have a liter of liquid in it. That's all I'm saying. You have the capacity for great knowledge, but that great knowledge needs to be filled. You need to absorb. You need to drink the information to fill the jar. Otherwise, you've got a piece of paper that says you went to school, but
Wait,
you
well, then
get
you're
that.
Carney.
Yeah, then you're Mark Carney.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
I have the degree. That means that I'm a smart guy.
It's
Systematically
on the
destroys
wall. It
two
says right
different
there. You
economies.
are smart.
Yeah,
Oh
systematically
yeah.
destroys
Here,
two economies and then fucking says, "I'm doing a great job."
since we're all in the same stream, I just want to show this.
Oh yeah,
It's chat. This place chat is still here. Yeah, that lives in
good times.
perpetuity on my shelf. Yeah,
Yeah, if anybody's wondering, Misplaced Shadow is our oldest friend.
yeah, over 20 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
20. I don't even 2003,
I still have the 4-leaf clover. No, I don't.
24
I have the
years.
5-leaf clover. Was it a 5-leaf clover?
The one that was in your wallet.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like
I
from
think it was
like
5.
day 0. We were all out
Yeah,
there. We were looking for 4-leaf clovers.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, what? You want to debunk ghost videos before we have to end the stream, or what?
Yeah,
Or you
well,
just want
we
to keep
actually
going?
managed to hit 2 hours, but let's go for the ghost. Let's go for gold. Let's go for the ghost.
Yeah, give it a couple, a
Oh,
little bit more, and then I mean, should be a pretty quick one. The ghost videos are probably not that interesting. I like the thumbnail on the first one though.
yeah.
Looks like somewhere around here.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, see, yeah.
Animal warning sign
Everybody's
you
really
should
careful
never
about saying
ignore.
bad
What do
things
you
about
see?
Mark Carney.
Do you see something? All right,
We don't know. We don't even know who that guy
On
is.
April the 30th of 2026,
Never heard of
a girl
him.
named Keirris was riding a horse Cadillac
Oh yeah,
down a
let's
trail
mute
deep
Keirris so that
into
he's
the
not
woods
doubling
with
his
her dog
voice.
Pero when her horse suddenly started behaving strangely, staring
Or
off
actually,
at something in the distance.
say something real quick so I can isolate it.
Say something real quick.
Okay, so it's default output. That's the problem. So I need to change that output process to the process, and then specifically select Chrome. Okay, say something now.
Hello?
Okay, so it's only coming through one. Now let's see if the audio works.
What was that?
Okay, perfect. There we go.
Cool.
It looks like that will cause the yeah. Neither did I.
Neither.
Yeah, yeah. I just when he won the election, I was just like, all right, let's see what happens. And now before Trudeau even resigned, I was telling people that Mark Carney was just this. He doesn't know how much something is supposed to fucking cost. And that's a problem if you're planning on running the goddamn country. He's too rich to understand that everything is too expensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why that's the primary reason why I don't like him. He's the kind of guy who would be like, wow, $20 for a bag of apples? That's really reasonable. Not knowing they're supposed to be like $2.99.
That's fair.
But yeah.
Did you hear that?
That's outside the scope of this channel.
What do you see?
Yep.
Most
see
of the things
something?
we talk about is beyond the scope of the channel, but
All right, we
whatever.
gotta go. Come on.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed
Okay.
something.
She's applying human logic to an animal, expecting some sort of like extra perception.
Yeah.
That
On
the
April
horse does
30th
not
of
have.
2020, this
Okay,
is
let's
one
just-
animal warning sign you should never ignore.
What do you see?
Okay.
Do you see something? All right, we gotta go. Come on.
On April
Horse
the
is
30th
staring
of
at her like, "What are you
2026, a
doing?"
girl named Keirris
Yeah.
was riding her horse Cadillac down a trail deep into the woods with her dog Pero when her horse suddenly started behaving strangely, staring off at something in the distance.
What was that? Did you hear that? What do you
Who are you
see?
talking to?
Do you see something? All right, we gotta go. Come on.
Whoa. Hey, listen to me.
It's super slippery.
She hears a sound coming from the woods while her horse stops moving and just stares in the
Sounds like
direction
somebody's
of the
spinning a
sounds.
vuvuzela.
Realizing
Yeah, it
imminent
does.
danger, she quickly jumps on her horse and goes back down the trail. While the
Sounded
animals
like somebody
continue
was
behaving
using AI to
strangely,
remove the
and then
background
she
music.
notices a helicopter now
Yeah,
circling the
or like
area.
they're doing a voice changer on like
What is going
a
on
fly,
right now?
the sound of a fly or something.
Yeah.
What do you see, boy? What do you see? Whoa, Caddy.
No. Don't do it.
Okay, I knew you were.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Caddy, I'm falling. Caddy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
Out of nowhere, her horse starts running off the trail, ignoring everything, as Keirris almost
Okay,
falls
so-
off her horse. Eventually, they get through an open area and end up back on the trail, making their way back when the noises start getting closer.
What was that?
I mean, it's a horse. Horses are like some of the most...
Did you hear that?
Easily spooked. They wear blinders so they don't freak
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
I heard that too. Do you see it? It sounded like somebody screaming.
As she quickly hurries out of there, she notices her
I didn't
dog
hear
Pero
shit.
has now gone missing.
Oh, great. You lost your dog.
Where's Pero? Pero? Oh no.
That's true.
Pero!
It's vote blue, stay blue, right?
Come here, boy. Where'd you
Vote
go?
red, stay red.
Yeah.
Pero!
Or it's
Oh,
vote
no.
blue no matter what, or some shit like that. People
Well,
say.
okay, so here's the thing.
That's true.
Do you remember what a liberal used to be in the 90s?
I was born in the '90s, so no.
Well,
That was before.
So
Before I knew who Stephen Harper was.
he was after
What?
Crétier. He was in the two. He was in like two.
Doctor-
He was Stephen Harper all the way up until like 2014.
I think Stephen Harper was the first prime minister I ever learned the name of.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Crétier.
the host could definitely be picking up on her anxiety. She's
Oh yeah.
she's acting anxious and giving the horse anxious, anxious vibes or anxiety, and then the horse freaks out because it's
Yeah. Horses are highly intelligent, dumbass animals. You know,
Yeah.
they freak out over everything, but they're incredibly intelligent, so they can pick up on, like, if you're riding this horse every single day, the horse knows exactly how you behave. So if you're spooked, the horse is spooked. That's the gist of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like how your dog can tell when you're sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a 90s liberal is what a modern day conservative is. Basically the same thing. So if you're a modern day conservative, you're a 90s liberal. That's another way of telling a liberal that you're a
Yeah.
conservative without telling them you're a conservative.
I did learn a new one. Libertarian, I think, is the name.
Yeah, I
libertarian,
looked that up a little bit later, and like,
It's
I don't
like
know.
somebody who just believes that people should just be free to be people, and not pay egregious taxes and be poor and shit.
Which is what a modern conservative would say. So it just kind of seems like we're just diluting the voting options.
That's kind of one of the things too. Is that, like, when you look at it, like, it's still the way the class is still a war against the left and the right, when it shouldn't be the case at all, because we're both having the same issues. It should be the fight isn't left and right; it's up and down.
Exactly. Yeah. And, the problem is that the liberals are up.
After some time,
Yeah.
she manages to
And they don't
find
wanna be
Pero
down.
and continues down the
They don't want their
trail.
houses to
Again,
cost
It
less.
starts to get dark outside.
That harkens back to the same
As
problem.
they
Though.
keep
You're still
moving, Cadillac's ears
you're
stay
still
perked
saying
up
it's
the
the
whole
liberals'
time on
fault.
high
It's not the
alert.
liberals' fault. That same statement is this. It's not left or right, Nick. It's up and down. When you say, yeah, but the liberals are up, I'm like, no, left and right, up and down. Me versus the Bezos. Me versus the oligarchs. It's me versus the billionaires who control the countries. The people
Yes.
who control the country with their wallet and not their hearts.
But
It's not about liberals or
I
conservatives. It's
understand
about
that. It
us.
just
It's
so
about our
happens to
class versus-
be that the
No.
wealthiest people in the country are right now are the
No.
liberals.
No.
Yes.
Don't put them in that box, Nick. That's what I'm trying to say. When you
Something
put
lurking
a
out there.
name on it,
Cadillac's been
you
acting
you
weird
strip away the whole point.
and keeping his ears.
You can't say It's
really
the wealthy are. I don't care what they are. I don't care if they're
wonder
conservatives or
if he's
liberals.
been listening to something that I haven't been able to hear. But there's no telling. We're just trying to get home at this point.
As they keep getting further out, the noises finally stop.
Well, whatever it was, I think we got away from it finally.
Yeah, that's true.
Bang!
I haven't been hearing any weird noises anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Two
Seeing as
wings,
she
same
heard
stupid
someone
bird.
scream and noises approaching, and her horse was wary of something in the distance.
Yeah, you heard that too?
Many people
So
believe
yeah,
it wasn't an
the
animal,
reason
but
for this horse is
something.
just because horses are just scaredy pants.
Projecting.
Yeah.
Two girls are in their car at night, scared and forced to call the police after something terrifying happened.
Emergency, what service?
Keep breaking me off.
Police. There was liquid coming out of it.
In the following video, two friends decided to use the Randonautica
Oh, the
app late
Randonautica
at
again.
night to see if it actually worked. For those who don't know, Randonautica is an app far from your location. Case the two took the two girls.
Everybody
to the
knows
middle
what
of
the fuck it
exactly
is.
where it is, and it's like a one-way dirt track.
It's sending us down this random road.
There's no intention behind the application. It works off a random number generator. This isn't the location they were actually meant to go to. It's just on the way.
Jasmine, no, turn around. What?
Gotta hate it when people peek the mics.
Just keep going, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yes,
sorry.
Just keep going.
That does. It's not a ghost video.
That's a
But
bloody
it is.
suitcase with like plastic and
Yeah.
tapes. I swear it had like plastic wrapped around it.
That doesn't mean anything.
Don't do that. I thought you saw
It does
something to my
actually.
right.
No.
It's the problem is that
It has
suitcases
just
are
sent
very.
us to a location.
Wait,
with
hold on.
Yeah, it could just
It
be
has
someone's
just sent
trash.
us-
Looks like maybe garbage day. What? The camp? It's not
Motorcycle
plastic
parts
crap either.
or something.
Okay. Yeah, it just looks like a pile of trash, but
It looks like somebody
you know,
somebody
there
maybe
were-
was like, I'll come back for this later because right now everything's too fucking heavy and I'm out of energy, so I'll just dump all the stuff off the back of my bike, go into
Yeah.
town, get my tire repaired, and then come back and pick up my stuff.
sure. A lot of times, like there's like those kids. I don't know if they were playing Pokemon Go or if they were doing this Randonautica or whatever, and they found a suitcase off the side of a bridge in Miami,
Yeah.
and it turned out to be a murder victim.
Yep. And the
stuffed in
funny thing
bag.
is
So-
that they went to they used the Randonautica. The Randonautica brought them to a highly populated, highly trafficked area
yeah, and they just so happened to come across this bag.
at the same
The
time.
thing with that though is,
yeah.
like, yeah,
2 seconds later,
thing
it would have
with
been
that,
somebody
though, is
else.
everybody in any right mind who has heard about that story and sees a lone suitcase in the middle of nowhere like this would probably draw the same conclusion that there was a body or something in it.
Well, I'm from Brampton. I would have thought it was drugs.
to a location with a suitcase.
Right
Fair.
on the side of the road by their designated location, they found a suitcase with a liquid.
When people
flowing
kill
out
each
of
other
it.
in Brampton, they just
Scared
leave
of
the
what
person where
might
they
find
killed.
inside, they don't dare get
Fair
out to
enough.
They don't try to
investigate,
bring it somewhere
knowing
else.
That there have been similar cases in the past.
Yeah.
There you go.
Where the Randonautica coordinates led to the discovery of a body, so they decide to report it to the police.
Rough. Imagine getting folded up in a fucking suitcase.
Police. There was liquid coming out of it, and we didn't know if that was like something we should report or not.
So, tell me about the suitcase.
It was. We've actually got a video of it.
Yeah, we've got
Would
a
it?
photo of
Oh,
it.
great. Well,
Doesn't help.
tell me
Yeah.
about
The
it.
police came and retrieved the suitcase, but they never disclosed what the contents inside of the luggage was.
Why would they?
However, when the two girls
Yeah.
replayed the footage,
What do you
they
think you are,
noticed
cop?
something utterly terrifying.
What?
Oh, God.
person in the
Random
book?
macro compression.
Behind the
Yeah.
tall grass, a creepy figure can be seen hiding in the back.
Wait,
blending
which?
Yeah,
Are you
it
talking
could
about
be
the creeper?
micro-compression.
Is it this?
What?
Oh, you
What?
can't see my mouse.
Oh,
Look at the dead
no, I
center.
think that they're talking about the yeah. That looks like an alien. Looks like a gray.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, that's a good point. It could be a dead drop for money, drug deal,
Yeah.
transfer station.
Could be.
In that case, yeah, check if it's money, and if it's a body, oh well, you're just a little traumatized.
If somebody was,
But if it's not, if it's money, woo!
if somebody was
Would you take that bet?
camping there or was with the bar,
Would you take that bet? I'd take that bet.
what opening it?
Yeah.
Oh, if a brick of cash or not? I feel like
Ye-
if I saw like that much cash in the middle of nowhere, I'd leave it.
Oh, it was a deal. Would you take that deal? I'd take that deal. Have you seen Inglourious
I would
Bastards?
Once, very long time ago.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, anyway, it does look like a gray. It looks like a gray in the center. The center, I think they were talking about the macro blocking to the left, but if they are talking about that gray alien looking motherfucker.
I mean, yeah, it looks pretty much
Um,
like a gray alien, but it's absolutely 100% pareidolia.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
just
piece
a
of corn or
tall,
something.
it's like a tall frond
Hey,
of some plant or something.
You know what I learned?
Oh, I shouldn't have said the word plant. Shush. No.
You know what I learned? Actually, it does pertain to plants, but I learned that every stalk of corn only has one
Oh, yeah.
corn on it.
Yeah, Neil
What
deGrasse Tyson, right?
Yeah.
That's
crazy. to me.
horribly inefficient.
Yeah, incredibly inefficient.
It makes me wonder how we have corn at
While
all.
just watching them, it's
We have it for
unclear if it's a
fuel
humanoid
and,
creature or actually a
something else,
person, but some people think it was a man in a ghillie suit.
No,
Using the suitcase
it's none of
as an
those things.
aeronautical
You're taking a single frame from a movie from a moving.
Yeah,
God, people are
it's-
exhausting.
It's a piece of grass, and you're light catching that piece of grass, and then you applying human logic to a piece of grass.
Yeah, motion does not translate well
Okay,
in
I need to know what that
cameras.
is.
And when you have those cameras with a spiffy, clear motion rate, we're definitely going to give you a really smooth thing. You can pause on any frame and you'll see a perfect clarity like shot of that specific frame. No, it's like an AI system predicting what the frame is supposed to look like, and then inserting it after the fact, while you're recording. You know what I mean? It's not actually giving you a true to life still frame from that specific spot. It's just telling you based on the pixel density and color ratios of the previous frame and the next frame, this is what the interframe should look like. That's it. And also, low light conditions will always provide artifacts like this, no matter what. And you can scroll through any one of your videos for any reason, and if there's a sufficiently low light area in that video, I guarantee you can pick 1,000 faces out of those pixels anywhere you want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
as a trap.
Every
to
party
lure
needs a
clueless
pooper. That's why
victims.
they
I
invited
still
me.
cannot explain it. I do not know what that is. What is that? This is an outline of whatever this is.
still
And tell me that does not look like the same thing. Like, I can't. This is a place called, by the way. As you can
Okay,
see,
I love the UK. I love the
Say
people in the
what
UK. I
on
think it's
the
really
box,
funny,
what
but
on
here's the thing.
and out the window, I checked
Hey, water
multiple times and I did not see anything.
Water ball.
If that is the same thing, it would have followed us from the location to the place we made the police call, which is probably
Unlikely. You were
a few
driving like
miles.
30
Yeah.
kilometers an
Girls believe
hour.
the app
Like,
is connected to a
wait,
human
did she just say
trafficking
miles?
About a few miles.
The two girls believe the app is connected to a human trafficking ring, and many
That's weird.
people also believe it is linked to the dark web. If so, had the two
Those-
girls stepped out of the car
Those
to
are two
investigate
vaguely
the
and
suitcase,
unconvincing
who
connections
knows what could have
that
happened
anybody
to
can
them?
make for anything.
Yeah.
Police call.
Wait.
A man
Body
is
cams.
seen
I love
talking
body
with a
cams. I've been
police
watching a
officer
lot of body
after
cams
something
recently.
horrifying happened that he couldn't explain.
And that is scary. Like, that gave me chills the first few times.
Right.
I don't know how scared I have to actually be.
This man had to call the police over his ex-wife, thinking someone may be doing something bad to her, or that something is happening with her after
Are we gonna
he
watch
received
ghost
some
videos?
very disturbing
Yeah, good question.
voicemails. Watch closely.
Body scary ghost
I just
videos that
wanted
prove
to
we're not
document
alone
everything that's
outside.
going on. So
I ain't seen no ghost
pulling
yet.
up. This is from last night.
We got a
You
vibe,
saw the email I
a
sent
suspected
you?
murderer, and now another
So,
suspected
I don't know
murder.
if you want to go through these again, but I
something.
don't know if you listen to them. They're fucking scary.
Clearly something's going on with her. Like that's not normal behavior.
This is, I don't know how you make your voice sound like that.
Right. We wanted to file charges on you or Camila for dropping the kids off to her parents' house when nobody was there. And I'm like, and she was claiming that it's neglect, and I'm like, that's not neglect.
That's strange.
The kids are old enough, I think,
Saturday,
know.
Sunday. So that, we didn't even
Okay,
have kids. Saturday.
Yes.
Domestic.
the police officers are humans, but one of the things that really piques my curiosity is that she seems to be discussing an ongoing case with one of the people involved, revealing details that probably shouldn't be revealed. Hey, this person called the police. Their names are Thomas Moore, and he called the police exactly at this time and told me exactly this. Now, when I drive away, go kill him for calling the police. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, but like,
Yeah,
this is a rookie mistake where what she's doing right now if she is a police officer.
Yeah, I suppose.
But
Anyway,
she's
I'm not seeing a ghost video though. I'm still seeing
Yeah,
like,
not yet.
what is this guy being? Is this guy's wife being coerced into something? Trafficked?
I have no idea what's going on. Oh, Apple Watch. Is that outside the norm too?
talking back like
This is something happened prior.
Police are people too.
Yeah. Which was never reported then.
It's clear that the ex-wife has her complaints about him, but after the voicemails she sent him, he's...
It just kind of feels like... I'm sorry. It just kind of feels like you could just put a phone in your fucking chest, between your like in your bra, between your boobs, and just fucking record this standing outside of a randomly parked police car. That's just what I'm saying. That's just what it looks like to me.
And after the police officer hears it, she
don't have a
suggests
chest-mounted
he gets her
camera.
own
It's just...
contact order.
It is
So
body
who
cam
has
footage.
the
It's
kids
got the
right
accent
now?
on the top
They're at
there.
school. They're in
I mean,
my
yeah, but you could definitely
Okay,
fake
so
that.
you had them last night when these voicemails were coming in?
And I saw them this morning. This morning. And that is scary. Like, that gave me chills the first few times. And I was talking to my barber today. It's at what point does she decide to do something actually crazy?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how scared I have to actually be.
It really sounds like you need to proceed with like a no contact order.
Yeah.
But I mean, that doesn't sound like she's in her right state of mind at all. No. So it's like,
if she had my kids last night, I would be really fucking scared.
Absolutely,
I would be calling you to go check on them because I couldn't tell if that was my daughter screaming for help or what the that noise is.
Right.
So I'd be freaking out. Luckily, they were with me.
So you could send a wellness check or something.
But they are going to go back.
I will grant you there's one thing that makes it feel more likely that it actually is a body cam, and that's the randomly brightening and darkening sky, because that is incredibly common. Dude.
What the fuck? Is this demonic possession?
No.
You know what it sounds like to me?
Sounds like somebody who's blackout drunk, face down on a linoleum with the cell phone on the side, dripping the fucking saliva back into their mouth.
It sounds like they're speaking like this through the side of their face. Their face is mushed up against something.
Yeah.
This person's absolutely knocked off their gourd, and he's like building a case to get
custody?
Sole custody.
I mean, if she's getting blackout drunk and lying down on the ground and calling you, she's probably not exactly somebody who would be fit to be a sole provider for a, you know?
Yeah, so the reason he's called the police here is because he's like, I can't let my kids go back there. But again, I have to say,
that's true
this is a
too.
blackout person with auditory pareidolia.
Yeah.
But this is just a person who's blackout drunk because they're in the middle of a divorce. And then this, again, is not a ghost video.
That's just alcohol-induced psychosis.
Exactly. You married?
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
You're telling everybody.
I thought I married you because of blah blah blah. You're a liar. Yeah. She's just having a crash
fucking
because she's being divorced.
Yeah.
That's her throwing up because she. Oh.
Yeah, maybe it's more than just alcohol.
Yeah.
And like they're also she's peaking the mic, so it's distorting her voice because of that, you know. There's a specific resonance that like and you call one or two people every now and then and you get the really high I didn't realize my phone volume could be that high. It's because that person has a voice that is like vibrating the microfoil of their microphone on their phone so efficiently, the voice is projected. When you speak into a microphone, there's a thin piece of foil that is vibrating against a membrane that is reading the electrical signal that is processing that data into audio and adding that to the thing.
That's why it sounds like a mechanical distortion or like a digital distortion.
So she has passed the threshold of the recommended like input of the microphone, and it's causing it to vibrate too frequently, which is distorting the audio.
Mm-hmm.
It's
definitely creepy, but it's not a ghost. It's just a person who's having a drug-induced psychosis or something.
Cell phone microphones.
Of drug usage, and this
Cell phone microphones seem to be uniquely created specifically to process Amanda's voice, because every time she calls,
no matter how loud she's
speaking, it's like it's on speakerphone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She's got the voice of design for microphones.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes she's asking
resonance.
for help, and sometimes she says she's already
So
dead.
this is a situation where you do call the police to report it, and then they send a mental health counselor to do a wellness check on the individual.
Time to take custody of them. And after
but again,
voicemails, the police
not a ghost
are
story.
agreed.
Yeah, not a ghost.
Whatever the case, 31st of 2022, but we may never know. Now on July 31st of 2022, a 17-year-old named Mackenzie Sharilla was driving a Toyota Camry in Strongsville, Ohio, with her 19-year-old boyfriend Dominic Russo and their 20-year-old friend Davian Flanagan.
Okay, the fact that their pictures are post-mortem.
Neck brace.
Mackenzie and Dominic had been in a toxic relationship, with her making threats in the past, including threatening to crash the car with relationship.
Okay, both of those photos of the two individuals, other than her, are post-mortem pictures, which means they're both dead.
Yeah.
So skip the part where it explains why they're dead and shows the ghost. He's got a massively deviated septum.
I was gonna say it looks like her neck brace should be on a little bit tighter than that, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Maybe it's just to stop her from looking down.
Well, on this night, it is believed that an argument broke out in the car, and she accelerated to over 100 miles per hour before steering off-road and wreaking havoc.
We're about to watch an accident that resulted in 2 fatalities.
The 2 other passengers passed.
Yeah.
Failed to hit the corner, I guess.
Well, she also accelerated to Mach fucking 6 and then rammed it into a house. Like again, this is a person who's has like a an induced psychosis that causes them to accelerate at an unprecedented speed and then results in the death of 2 individuals. But once again, I have to ask, where are the fucking ghosts? Have a good night, Elvis.
Good night, Elvis.
Yeah, it was very deliberate. She accelerated, out of vitriol and anger. But again, not a ghost. There's nothing to debunk here. This is a conversation about, what are you doing, Nick?
I'm just looking at the trajectory of the vehicle to figure out if it was actually an intentional crash, or if she was looking over her shoulder to argue with the person and just happened to not realize that the road banks to the left. The car goes straight. The car goes straight. Look, right here. Right here. The car is turning to the left right now. She's trying to correct. And that's when the accident happens. So it wasn't her making the car go off the road. It just
the 2 other
I'm just saying,
away, but Mackenzie survived and was seen posting TikToks partying months later with no remorse. However, during her arrest, something chilling was captured on police body cam.
Oh, she survived?
Okay.
I'm Detective Jesus. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2, okay?
×2, yeah.
That's your head going in.
Justified arrest. Yes, EVP.
Don't watch. Don't. I'm not gonna hurt you.
No.
After she is sat in the police car, a disembodied voice is heard whispering, "She killed us." Many people believe this was the 2 victims clearly trying to make it known that she took their lives. Mackenzie was found guilty of 12 felony counts, including murder, and was
It was
back
her
of the squad
voice.
car and he gets transferred to another squad
prison.
car.
Yeah, it happens all the time. So when he reached in, his arm pressed over the microphone of the body cam, and the sweat on his arm filled the microphone hole. You know what I mean? Like when your phone gets wet when you're talking and you like the water droplet.
Uh-huh.
So like his sweat is what was the water droplet. So
Sure.
everything that was being said was distorted because there was now blocking the microphone. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do, yeah. I also think it could have just been his sleeve.
Well, yeah, that
Something
too.
waking across the phone, yeah.
But it was clearly the girl in the car who was responding to something that the officer was saying. It wasn't an EVP. It was her voice. Probably saying something like, "Oh my God."
Will not be eligible for parole until 2037. So are the victims trying to let the police know the truth? Let me know what you think. Watching over.
It does sound breathy though.
A
Like it
woman
was
named
probably
Devon
added
and
in
her
post in my
husband had a
opinion.
daughter who was
Could have
always
been, yeah.
excited, but as she grew older by the month, they started to notice a change in her behavior. Sometimes she stares off into an empty space, and sometimes she is seen laughing alone late at night in her
ADHD.
bed, and even playing as if someone else was there with her. One night, the
or
security
developing
camera
ocular
captured this incident,
nerves.
and then
Yeah,
she realized
when you have a
what it
child,
was.
children don't have a vein of reference to like determine whether or not something is legitimate. This kid is having a dream where she's being played with. Don't speed up the kid's sound. Now it's the baby from Luigi's Mansion.
Kind of looks like a.
Could be having a seizure.
Nah.
Like a.
No.
So easy to dismiss it. Seizures. Petite mal seizure.
What a weird fucking sound. People need to stop using their kids for clicks. No?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It is a certainly perplexing situation. However, there is also a chance that it is a seizure. Seizures can take the form of many very small things when people have hypnogenic responses in sleep or when they're entering the sleep systems. Those can be considered seizures, and seizures don't take the act of a violent like thrashing seizure. It's and in some cases it could be a part of the brain that's being basically electrocuted or being like overstimulated to the
There's,
point
like,
where the body
misfired.
starts having involuntary reactions. In some cases, like in the case of the Joker, for instance, resulting in uncontrollable laughter.
Yeah.
Or in some cases can result in frequent or infrequent bowel movements, like somebody who randomly urinates themselves on the street. They don't know why, but their body just like spasmed and their mind spasmed, and it might not be totally noticeable. We have these petite mal seizures, which are notable because of like an auric-like state, where they could recognize the fact that there is something not quite right. But seizures can also take the form of like a slight feeling of panic or the slight feeling of disorientation or disorientation. So if you're like, "Whoa, I feel suddenly dizzy," that's a seizure. This is a very, 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 very inconsequential seizure, and so you're more susceptible to these when you're sleeping because of the parasympathetic.
Yeah, the neurochemical that disables your
yeah.
body, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So in some cases, some people might have an overindulgence in that or more overactivation in that, which could cause like their brain to seize, and that could cause things like nightmares or vivid hallucinations of like of people in their room, or they can have that sensation of falling or something like that, where their brain is trying to recalibrate itself. And in the case of children, it's actually extraordinarily common because of how small and developing their brains are. Their brains are still trying to figure out those, those pathways and stuff. So in some cases, this child could be having a dream of being interacted with by their father playing peekaboo or something like that, which could cause what could be the precursor to a sort of pre or a lesser petit mal seizure, to the point where they're just having like an epileptic episode that's causing them to frequently laugh or involuntarily laugh and roll around their bed because they're thrashing. Same
Yeah.
principle. So in cases like this, where you have like a child who should be asleep, who is displaying sleeping like attributions, you should consider that to be abnormal and report that to your doctor, because it could be a precursor to a much larger
Yeah.
mental health crisis or physical health crisis,
It's also
especially with a child.
Yeah, it's also important to connect the dot between that and the strokes. You know, somebody has a
Stroke, yeah,
stroke,
basically,
sometimes
yeah.
they can't speak. Somebody has another person has a stroke, sometimes they can't feel sad anymore. Other people have
Yeah.
strokes and suddenly they can play the piano. It's all to do with your brain,
Yeah.
and seizures have to do with your brain. So
Yeah, it's a neurochemical displacement, or a neurochemical receptor, or some
misfire.
cases a neural receptor misfire. Yeah, and in some cases it could be chronic. In some cases it could be the one and only time it ever happens. And then in some cases it could be drug induced, like in the cases of Yasmin, or like certain hormone therapies and certain hormone regulations for things like what do you call
Like
people who
IUDs
take
and stuff
menstrual
too.
cycles stuff. Yeah, that can cause
Birth control.
rapid. Exactly, birth control. That's what it is. It can cause rapid involuntary spasms in the
Yeah.
case of like seizures and petit mal, grand mal seizures and stuff like that. It can depend on the medication you're taking. Could depend on and seasonal allergies can cause them, like hay fever, or there's a number of allergies that can cause.
Yeah. The human body is a very equally balanced and functional thing, and it functions only under its parameters as long as specific needs and environmental conditions are met. If those environmental conditions are bypassed in favor of, drinking alcohol, you're damaging the equilibrium of the balance of your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can cause, and it can be very small, and you would never know it's ever happening. But the point I was making is that this child might actually be having an epileptic episode, and the parents are writing it off as a ghost encounter or a supernatural encounter. And what did the 3-year-old pass away from? Was it epilepsy?
I don't know. I don't think that it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
Well,
this might actually be a ghost video.
oh boy.
Caitlin was fast asleep at 3 a.m. when she's abruptly woken up by something out of nowhere.
Her husband moving in his bed in the bed.
Looks like a visual distortion. Is she alone in the bed or not?
It looks a lot like there's a second person in the bed with her, and he's just stolen a portion of the blankets.
Yeah.
Caitlin
What?
is asleep when a shadow that looks like a hand appears and suddenly grabs her. On the other, something is made the security camera.
Fucking stupid.
On May the 20th of 2026, a mother named Tara noticed something chilling captured on the security camera in her daughter's bedroom after receiving a motion alert. It's 1:47 a.m. when something woke up her daughter and she sees this.
I know it's because it's in infrared, but that is a fucking creepy looking kid.
Yeah.
Dog. Bird.
Yeah, audio distortion based on a system that's meant to conserve power and has very low. It looks like the kid's pulling.
She's just pulling the blanket. Yeah.
Yeah. The black-eyed child.
Oh yeah, let's just boost the audio all the way so that you can hear a car horn 9 blocks away and consider it information.
It's a big nothing. Like, it's a little strange that the sheet moved, but it's very clearly all attached together. There's somebody who's maneuvering around the
Yeah,
room.
it's a duvet
Something else.
cover. Pull the top half
Yeah,
of the
something
duvet
else.
cover and it'll curl up.
Yeah, that kid's got a bigger bed than most people.
Yeah, I find that kind of weird.
The something else to say is like baby monitors are radio. They're RF receivers and transmitters. So what the hell? I have a bruise on my. Oh, it's my elbow. I saw my elbow in the stream, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" But yeah,
Okay.
so RF transmitters and receivers are basically like this principle where it's like, wow, this stream is super far behind.
I expected that.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, they're RF receivers and transmitters, and so there's a lot of interference that comes over it. So that's the static you're hearing is the interference between the RF receiver and or like the radio receiver and the radio transmitter. And so a lot of times what ends up happening is that the power draw there's a power draw issue between the radio receiver and it causes popping and clicking and banging and stuff like that that isn't actually in there. So there's like a company, I think I sold it before. I had an UPA baby monitor for my 3D printer, and it would pick up pops and clicks all the time, mostly because again, like even with the 3D printer not running, just because it had that sort of that receiver function, and that ended up causing a lot of interference, especially when I had radio communication systems like my other 3D printers when they were on. It would cause interference in the camera, and you'd hear that bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And I'd have to like go and check on the printer because I'm like, oh, my print's failing. Bang, bang, bang. I got a notification on loud noises. And then I'd go and look at it and I would be like, okay, well, there's nothing going on here. And I look back at the audio and it's just like the microphone receiving too much
popping.
energy and it crackling and popping and stuff.
Yeah.
So it sounds like somebody's banging around inside the printing cabinet or the Z limiter switch is like off, but it's not. It's RF interference.
Yeah. They
Or
also
electric.
frequently pick up walkie-talkies and
or trucks or anything that's on the same frequency. Music sometimes will blast through them.
yeah, even almost on the same frequency works too.
Yeah. Anything that's in like a particular range, you'll hear ghosting coming through them. So they are very unreliable pieces of ghost evidence.
Yeah.
Because of that, the simplistic nature of it. There's no shielding. So everything you can hear in here is a misattribution.
Tara's daughter woke up after the strange noises she had been hearing in the room. Afraid, she curls up under the covers. Then the duvet suddenly moves upwards on its own, and you can see it's not the girl who does this.
Even still,
she got
finally
up,
caught
it
alive.
happened again.
Anyway, good night,
If
everybody.
she had been the one who moved it, you would have seen the covers move on her end and the pillow. But the pillow just stays still.
We're not stopping the stream
Other
until
strange sounds are also heard, which
until
are
Australia
initially what
wakes
woke her
up.
And a voice is heard that sounds like an old woman. Then an orb is seen flying across the room right after that. Now Tara lives in her nan's house, who passed away just over a year ago. So she believes this is her nan visiting her daughter. But as always, I'll let you make your own conclusion.
Wow.
Oh god, there's still another one. Bonus.
Her nan is a bonus.
Oh no.
On May the 7th of 2026, a man just stopped at 7-Eleven and was heading back up to his dorm room alone around 2 a.m. But the moment he entered, he saw something unsettling.
His name is Radar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a character that I really appreciate. I think his name is Radar from MASH. The guy who, Radar, every time he's like called, he's like, he shows up in the room and the guy screams, Radar! And he's like, yes, sir. And he's like, you gotta stop coming in before I call you. Mom knows.
Yeah.
Radar is the best character in MASH, in my opinion.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
He turns the light off, a dark shadow figure is seen through the
visage
window
behind
just
the
Jesus
the
Christ.
window.
Yeah, I suppose they believe he believes that that's a shadow of a person and not the top of a tree from a lower angle with a front of the building illumination light.
Yeah, it's just a photo. What do you call it? Photo or a Fata Morgana kind of thing. Like it's like a visual distortion from cascading shadows from
Yeah.
a higher perspective, or a higher perspective or a lower perspective, casting the shadow upward,
Yeah, exactly.
elongating the shadow across whatever.
Yeah, it's
purposes.
most likely just like a cypress tree outside his house. That they
Yeah,
have
or
maybe
even
like some decorative
setting
lights
up-
that light up the building number sign in front of his house, and it's just casting a shadow on the outside of his.
Yeah.
So the bonus
That's one of the
video is
reasons I-
bullshit too. Let's find it. What do you think? Should we? Oh, slapped ham 3 hours ago. Anybody? Anybody? No sleep till Brooklyn?
It's already almost 8 o'clock, dude.
Yeah, and yeah, we've been going for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah. You can keep going if you want, but I gotta eat something, and then
No, you're not allowed, dude.
I'm not allowed to what?
Who said you could?
Metal.
Who said you could eat something?
Eh.
1:40 p.m. or a.m.
Hungry? Dry food. I like that. The other one, he's like, "Shut your word circle."
Holy shit! It's almost 1 a. It's 1 a. Past like 1 a.m. and around 1 a.m. for everybody else.
Yeah.
You must all be neighbors.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, it's 7:40 p.m. for us. I've still got time to eat ice cream before bed.
Yeah, it's dinner time.
Canada, Canada, awake when everyone else is sleeping. Oh, there you go. That means you're in our time zone. That means we can find you.
Ha ha ha.
Jeez, what is that? Like a slice that's New York. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I need to reacquaint myself with the layout of the time zones around here. How large is the time zone? How much of the?
Figure out what everyone's region is, and then put clocks on the wall, a clock on the wall, or whatever.
That would be beneficial for stream times. You know, adjust it until there's like the reason why I chose to stream at 5 p.m. was that I Googled like what is a reasonable time to start a stream where the largest quantity of people across the whole world could watch, and it said between 4 and 5, and I was like, cool, 5 o'clock. That was the extent of my research.
Yeah, I mean, 5 o'clock works for me because, like, if we streamed earlier, my entire day would be streaming.
Yeah, and I would have had like 4 less chapters of book 2.
True.
Yeah. By the way, for all those who are coming in now, I'm an author now. That's it.
Buy his book. It's in the description below.
Is it?
Put it in the
Yeah, I'll
description
probably
below,
link
maybe.
the book in the description. If anybody wants to check out the book, there's like, you know, there's a sample.
Yeah, you can read 25% of the book on
They said no.
Amazon.
They said no. I emailed them and asked them, hey, can you maybe reduce the sample size? And they're like, no. Oh, okay. Thanks.
They're like, kick rocks, motherfucker.
Like the first like fucking 5 or 6 chapters of the book.
It is the first 12 chapters.
Yeah, see how fucked that is? Thanks, Amazon.
And it ends on Hunter Seeker drone active. Actually, this is further into the book than I've gotten so far.
Wait, it activates? Oh, by the way, in the print version of the book, I don't know if you can see that, but I have specialized fonts for different things. See that?
Yeah, nice.
That's amniotic. That's the font amniotic. And then
Nice.
wherever there's like digital voices, it's JetBrains. So like, there's a different font. I don't know how the rate will translate that if the video is actually capable of showing the text. But yeah, I think that's probably going to be good for the stream. You think? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for visiting us on this auspicious day.
Yeah.
Hang on, what does auspicious mean? Auspicious. Favorable, promising, or sick. Oh, auspicious day.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this auspicious day.
What is it? What is it? A good day because you say it is, or a good day because you wish it to be, or is it a good day because it's a good day to be on?
Yep. There is a there's credits. I'm gonna click the credits, and then you guys can, you know, see the credits or not.
You guys can.
Yeah. So. Yeah, four more people than usual. Yeah, we're getting out there, man. We're gonna have thousands of people watching these streams.
Yeah.
In like 5 years or so. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the stream is like fucking like like the stream is just now showing the creek snap when you were talking about the text in your book.
Shit, really?
That's that far back, that far behind.
Damn. Well, I'm gonna hit the credits now. Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Lights turning off one by one. The pixels are tired of being fun. Thanks for the silence and the noise, leaving all my favorite toys. Check the box if you feel the same. See you when I forget your name. Wait for the ping, wait for the glow. Where did all the hours go? Stay a while, leave a sign. Don't let the feed just die on the vine. Don't let it die. Guelph is getting quiet now. I'd tell you more if I knew how. See you in the comments section. A digital connection. Turning off the screen to breathe.